college football action. Today, live from Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, it's the Miami Hurricanes versus the East Carolina University Pirates. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser Beach. To say the least, it is a beautiful Indian summer afternoon here in Greenville, North Carolina. I'm Rich Brenner along with Bob Kuchenberg and Cambrell Marshall. We'll be bringing you today's exciting action between the Miami Hurricanes and the East Carolina Pirates. And Cooch, you look at this game and I think there's a tendency to look past East Carolina and to say Miami should win this game in a runaway if you look by what Miami has done this year and what East Carolina has done. Jimmy Johnson back at the hotel this morning is a genuinely worried man.
You bet, Rich, and I think if there's a tendency to look past the East Carolina team, it's only by the fans here in East Carolina. The Hurricanes are not looking past the Pirates. Number one, the Pirates have played them tough the last several years here. It's never been an easy victory for the Hurricanes here. Secondly, this is a strange East Carolina team. They played poorly last week at South Carolina, but up until last week, they had been playing very well as of late, winning 3 out of 4 of their last ball games. In a word, speed, and when you have that element, a lot of bad things can happen if you're playing against them.
Well, that's the interesting analogy that Jimmy Johnson had. He said that, well, last week against Cincinnati, we knew we were going to win that game. Even if Cincinnati played the very best they could, we had the better football team. East Carolina, if East Carolina plays the game that they are capable of playing, could give Miami a lot of trouble if Miami is not ready, and Miami could lose the game.
That's exactly what he said. If East Carolina plays well today, and if the Hurricanes don't, East Carolina can come out of here victorious. Not the case last week. A very fast, explosive team here. They're going to try to run the ball. That's what they do well. It's going to be a very challenging game for the Hurricanes.
Well, you know, you look at Miami, though, and you look at this offense, and, I mean, they hit you every which way. It's unbelievable. 404 yards total offense, 40 points a game. They get you passing, they get you running, and they're healthy, and they've got a new dimension this week, too.
They sure do. They move the ball around. There's not going to be a Chuck Foreman or an Otis Anderson in their offense. They've got 3 great ball carriers, and those ball carriers can also catch the ball out of the backfield equally well. So it's diversified is the name for their offense, and that's a real tribute to the coaching staff.
Well, let's talk about the running backs. Melvin Bratt, number 5, very impressive. Warren Williams, maybe people tend to overlook him, but he had over 100 yards last week. And then this freshman, Leonard Conley, 170 pounds. Somebody better tell him that he doesn't weigh 215, because that's the type of runner he is. He likes to run inside.
Superfly, that's right. In the state of Florida, everybody's talking about Emmett Smith from the University of Florida. Of course, he's gained 1,000 yards faster than anybody in NCAA history. But let's not forget about Leonard Conley. You're going to hear a lot about this young man in the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Miami defense, too. They're coming up against an interesting offense today because we don't know exactly what we're going to see. We may see an I formation, then we may see that single setback, the old double wing T. They now call it the run and shoot. It could present some problems if East Carolina has its act together.
It'll be exciting because they don't have a tight end. This run and shoot offense has 3 wide receivers, and I'm not quite sure how they run the ball so effectively without having a 5th big, strong blocker up front. But it's a wide open type of offense, and they're capable of putting on points. They've got a lot of yardage this year, but they've been shooting themselves in the foot. They've had a lot of penalties, averaging over 8 penalties a game, and a lot of turnovers. No sustained drives. They do sustain the drive, but they don't get the ball in the end zone. If they're not their own worst enemy today, this could be an exciting ball game.
Well, the thing about East Carolina is they have had those problems controlling the football. So let's go down now to the field where the football game is going to be played, and Cambrell Marshall. Cambrell?
Richie, one of the things also that you might watch out for in terms of the Pirate offensive attack and how well the Canes can defend it is that George Myra is not going to be starting today. It's Bernard Clark. And I know a lot of times in this kind of offense that the Pirates will be using, the linebackers play a key role in trying to shut off the running game or whether they go out with the pass. And on that kind of option, George Myra has had an awful lot of experience. It should be noted that in the past, Jimmy Johnson coached teams have done very well against the option kind of offense, such as Oklahoma, for example. They've done very well against Oklahoma, and you know that they're ranked number 1 in the country, so if the Canes can contain that, they can do very well. They just have to do what they know they can do against the Pirates offense and look at the Pirates as a team that can beat them with that quick speed that you talked about that Jimmy Johnson is, of course, worried about. Last week they had some problems. Coach Johnson during the week had said that he expects just getting back into the routine of playing football games be able to solve some of that. The passes being thrown high, the defensive secondary being able to allow the receivers to be able to get close to where they can catch the pass. That was a problem last week against Cincinnati. If Danny McCoy's receivers had been able to catch some of the passes, it might have been a much different football game. We expect this team not to throw as much, to take advantage of the running back who kind of reminds me of Craig Ironhead Haywood at Pittsburgh, and he also ran for over 200 yards, so they're going to have to watch over that, and having Bernard Clark in the starter, that may pose some problems. You expect to see the Pirates run right up the gut toward the middle if they can, and try to exploit the fact that George Myra is not starting. We'll be keeping tabs, of course, and watching that throughout the game. Rich, back to you.
Okay, Cambrell, we're back up top here, and we're just moments away from the kickoff of today's game between the Miami Hurricanes and the Pirates of East Carolina. We'll be right back with the start of today's game after this brief time from kickoff here at Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. It's the Miami Hurricanes taking on the Pirates of East Carolina University. Miami holds a 5-0 edge in this series, but as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, each game has been a hotly contested game. Even though last year the score was 36-10, Cooch, it was still a tough football game.
No such thing as an easy win. If history is any indication here for Jimmy Johnson and his staff, Rich, they are going to be in for a ball game today, and they're aware of it. I expect to see the Hurricanes play well this week. First half of the year is the season's 8 weeks old, I should say now. The Hurricanes have only played 5 games. That's tough to develop a consistency when you're playing 1 week and having 2 weeks off. So the Hurricanes are looking forward to playing each and every week from here until the end of the season.
Well, the Hurricanes have won the coin toss. They have elected to receive. So we're going to see right away what this offense can do against the defense of the East Carolina Pirates. Jimmy Johnson on the sidelines. A 34-8 record at the University of Miami. Hurricanes going for their 19th consecutive road win today and their 27th consecutive regular season win.
Jimmy is hoping that today's ball game is not like his evening last night. He had kind of a rough night. Seems like there are some trick-or-treaters from East Carolina.
Yeah, we will get into that too a little bit later. Alex Johnson and Randall Hill back deep. It is going to come over to the 10 to the 15 to the 20. He's out and just about to the 25-yard line, where he is just drilled out of bounds. Good hard tackle right there by number 17 of the East Carolina Pirates. Tyson making the stop for the Pirates. James Singletary getting credit for that tackle for the East Carolina Pirates. So here come the Miami Hurricanes. Steve Walsh is your quarterback. Split backfield. Mel Bratton, number 5, number 24, Warren Williams will go to Bratton. Left side, cutting back across the right, across the 30, up to about the 33-yard line. We'll set up the Miami offense for you here. Steve Walsh is your quarterback. Warren Williams, Mel Bratton, the running backs. Michael Irvin, a wide receiver, along with Brian Blades. The tight end will be Charles Henry, number 82, one of your co-captains today. And on the line, it'll be Matt Patchman, Mike Sullivan, Rod Holder, Scott Proven, and John O'Neill. Second down, make it about 2 for the Hurricanes. Going into the I formation this time. Tailback is Williams. Blocking back, Mel Bratton. Will go to Bratton, and he is hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose about a yard, I'd say there, Cooch.
Yeah, it was a fine play that time by the defensive end, Walter Bryant. Got rid of his blocker and met the ball carrier on the offensive side of the field.
Setting up the Pirates defense, Ron Gilliard, Meldrick Rainbow, Walter Bryant, Bubba Waters, Vincent Smith, we talked about him, number 44. Keep an eye on him. John Williamson and Willie Powell, number 84, your outside linebacker. Make it 3rd and 3 for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball just shy of the 33-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Walsh dropping back to pass, puts the ball in the air, and he's got Bratton out of the backfield, and he's got the first down up to about the 38-yard line. One thing that Miami does very well, Bob, is the fact that they can find the backs out of the backfield, something you've got to do if you're going to run the pro-style offense.
No question about that. Steve Walsh doesn't have the country's strongest arm, but he's a very intelligent young man. He knows how to read defenses and where to put the ball. He moves the ball around to both wide receivers, a tight end, and both ball carriers.
First and 10 for the Hurricanes. Ball just past their own 37-yard line. I formation. Tailback is Williams. Sidelines to the right, open field to the left. Handoff goes to Williams across the 40, and he just works his way hard up to the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Just underway here from Ficklin Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. No score, 13 minutes remaining to be played in the first quarter.
Fine block that time, Rich, by the left tackle, number 71, Matt Patchen, who is the strongest Hurricane currently since Dan Cilio's ineligibility. Bench pressing over 500 pounds. That time he took Walter Bryant right out of the play.
Let's make it second down and a long 3. Dual backs this time. The fake, now the throw over to Michael Irvin. He's got a little bit of running room. He's trying to find a first down, and he hesitated, and he's not going to make it to the first down marker, Bob. I think maybe if he'd have just put his head down that time, he might have gotten it.
That's true. I think that he probably lost sight of where the sticks were that time. You won't see that very often from Michael Irvin. His nickname, Rich, is the playmaker. He can make things happen in a hurry. That time, probably poor judgment, turning up a yard or so short of the first down. However, that was only second down, not third down.
So they have, at this point, they've got about a good yard to go. Third and just about a yard. Ball resting just shy of the 47-yard line of the Hurricanes. Sidelines to the left, open field to the right, the I formation, handoff to Williams, and he has got the first down as he gets almost up to midfield. He won't make it to midfield, but it will be enough for the Hurricanes' second first down in this drive. Beautiful Saturday afternoon for football in Greenville, North Carolina. Temperature just about in the low 70s.
Wonderful football weather.
Split backfield this time for the Hurricanes. Michael Irvin flanked out on your right. Walsh back to pass. He has got the time, putting it up, and it's off the hands of Mel Bratton at the 45-yard line of East Carolina. Incomplete.
Television viewers saw Steve Walsh getting knocked down after he threw the ball that time, the pressure being applied by Ron Gilliard. He had time to throw. It's just kind of extremely well-thrown ball, Rich. Over the season so far, it appears as if Steve Walsh is kind of a slow starter. He kind of reaches his peak not until the 4th or 5th inning, if you know what it's been lately. And last week was no exception. He had a kind of a poor first half.
Well, you always want him to close strong, though, don't you? It'll be second and 10. Bratton alone setback. Walsh back to pass. Puts the ball up in the air for Henry, and he's got it at the 26. He crosses the 25, and he's down to the 22-yard line of East Carolina. Nothing wrong with that ball.
No, no sooner said than Steve throws a perfect pass. He put a little air under that one, lofted it just nicely, and the tight end, number 82, caught it in full stride. Here you're seeing a linebacker having to cover a tight end. This is difficult for a strong side linebacker to run stride for stride with a tight end that vertically, that 30 yards downfield. Asking a lot of a linebacker to have him cover that deep.
It's first and 10 for the Hurricanes, their third first down in this drive. Ball at the 22-yard line of East Carolina. I formation. Walsh back to pass again. The out pattern gets it over there to Brian Blades, and it's complete. Blades out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. That's about a pickup of 8. 10 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. No score.
Little isolation here on Brian Blades, a little out pattern here. As an offensive lineman, you love this on first down. It's great. It's very easy to pass back. Brian Blades, of course, the brother of Benny Blades, and talk about speed in that family, huh?
They are quick, and they are good. Second down, long 2. Handoff this time going to Bratton, trying to sweep right. He's going to lose about 6 yards. And a beautiful tackle. We talked about him, Cooch. Number 44, Vincent Smith.
Big top pro prospect, Vincent Smith, 6'4", 223 pounds, very fast, agile, hostile, mobile. He's got it all, and he along with Ellis Dillahunter are the leaders of this defense here. You're going to see good penetration. Number 44 making the tackle.
Boy, great initial contact, too, because Bratton goes about 225 pounds, strong as
he's not a little boy.
Well, now we have a good third down right here. 3rd and 8, ball at the 20-yard line of East Carolina. Walsh, definite passing situation. He's back to throw under a little pressure, flushed out of the pocket, gets it to Bratton. Bratton at the 6, 5. He's going to try to dive in the loose football. And who's got it? I think Miami has recovered the football. It will be Miami. It will be a first down. Melvin Bratton trying to dive in now. Apparently, one official, Cooch, is right down there at about the half-yard line. He may rule that very possibly Bratton was down at that point.
No, he should not, Rich. He clearly was not down. That ball came out in midair. Nor had he crossed the plane of the end zone. He was within about a half a yard of the end zone. But it was a fumble clearly, and it was recovered by Mike Sullivan. Fortunate for the Hurricanes. You're going to see a look at it here.
Well, they conferred and moved it back just past the 5-yard line. Ball just shy of the 5, but it will be a first down for the Hurricanes. 4th first down in the drive. Split backfield. Williams and Bratton. Walsh, your quarterback. Blades out to the right. There's the pass to Blades in the end zone. Touchdown. Miami striking very quickly right here. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. And Miami goes on top by a 6-0 score on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Steve Walsh to Brian Blades.
Here you're going to take a look at it. The Hurricanes make it look easy. A little in pattern by Brian Blades. Ball is right on the money. And when the timing is that good, there's not much a core defensive halfback can do about it. Isolated one-on-one with a receiver the caliber of Brian Blades. Nice drive by the Hurricanes here in the opening moments.
Ray Cox with the extra point. It is up and it is good. He's 21 for 21 on the year. So we have a timeout on the field with a score. Miami 7, East Carolina nothing. We'll be back right after this. 7-0 on a 6-yard touchdown pass from Steve Walsh to Brian Blades. For Blades, his 13th career touchdown pass at the University of Miami. Edgar Bennis will be doing the kickoff for the Miami Hurricanes. Nine minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Back deep for East Carolina. Number 21, Chuck Burleff. And number 32, Tim James. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to be taken by James at about the 13-yard line, across the 20, 25, and gets just across the 25, maybe to the 26-yard line, and that's where the Pirates will be putting it in play for their first offensive possession of this Saturday afternoon.
Well, I'm sure Jimmy Johnson and his staff are relieved to see that kind of kickoff coverage, holding the opponents to inside the 30-yard line. That was a big downfall last week. The Bearcats of Cincinnati started their opening 4 possessions at or near midfield.
Travis Hunter, the quarterback for the East Carolina Pirates, and they will line up this time in the I formation. Anthony Simpson, the fullback, number 31, and he is a plowing runner. And there's Reggie Branch right there. And he is stacked up probably a yard deep in the backfield. He may have lost a yard on that, Coach.
Fine play by number 96, Daniel Stubbs, the Lombardi Award candidate. He's a finalist, incidentally. Rich just announced this week that Daniel Stubbs is one of the finalists in the Lombardi Award, Lombardi Trophy running. Fine play that time, stuffing up the blocker and the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage.
No argument on Daniel Stubbs. It was a loss of 1. Make it 2nd and 11 for the Pirates from their own 25-yard line. I formation, sidelines to the right, open field to the left. Hunter faking the handoff, and he rolls out to the left, puts the ball in the air, and it is complete to his fullback, Anthony Simpson, up at the 28-yard line. Let's set up the Pirate offense for you right now. Anthony Simpson, of course, will be probably a draft choice because he's big and strong. Travis Hunter, your quarterback. The backfield, Reggie McKinney and Anthony Simpson, and Gerard Moody. Ron Jones, one of your wide receivers. He's a former quarterback. And number 80, Walter Williams. Okay, number 52, Grant Lowe, Wade Perry, Kyle Condrey, Stuart Southall, and Todd Druack are your interior linemen. 3rd down and 7 for the Pirates. Ball at the 27. Just past the 27. Hunter back to pass, comes out of the pocket and goes straight forward to the 35, up to about the 38-yard line. And he's got the first down for East Carolina.
That's what he does best. A Jameel Holloway type of quarterback. He can throw the ball fine, but he's also a very dangerous scrambler. Has rushed for more than 300 yards this season. And when a quarterback can scramble and pick up a key first down like that and get your offense out of the hole, that's a very important weapon.
First down for the East Carolina Pirates. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Sidelines to the left, open field to the right. It's the I formation again. Into the backfield this time to McKinney. And McKinney across the 43 up to about the 44-yard line. That's at the Miami defense right now. Daniel Stubbs, Jimmy Jones, Greg Mott, Bill Hawkins, Randy Shannon, George Myra Jr., and Rod Carter. That's your front. Although we did mention the name George Myra Jr., there's the backfield right there. Bubba McDowell, Selwyn Brown, Benny Blades, and Tolbert Bain. George Myra Jr. will not be playing unless he is absolutely needed today. But he is a name that you cannot forget when you talk about Miami defense. 7 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Miami on top of East Carolina, 7-0.
Well, Rich, it's a shame George Myra Jr. cannot be in there today. As you said, he will play only if needed. He's about 46 tackles shy of the all-time, 49 tackles shy of the all-time career tackle mark at University of Miami.
And he's been nominated for the Butkus Award, named after Dick Butkus, which goes to the country's top linebacker. There's a handoff to Simpson on the delay across the 45. Gets to about the 47-yard line.
Fine play that time by defensive end number 54, Bill Hawkins, a very cerebral type ball player. That was a little delayed draw play designed to look like a pass, and Bill Hawkins was all over it. He played off his man, kept his concentration on the ball, and was not fooled at all.
So for East Carolina, facing a 3rd and 3 situation. Ball just shy of their 47-yard line, and whoops. Jimmy Jones a little bit too eager that time, Cooch. Jumped the gun.
You can't blame him.
And that's going to give East Carolina their second first down of this offensive possession. There's Jimmy Jones.
Right now, Jimmy Jones, I'm sure, is trying to crawl right under that pirate emblem in the center of the field there. But that's a crucial first down. 3rd down and less than 5 to go for a first down, and all of a sudden it's 1st and 10.
And it puts the ball into Hurricane territory. Ball at the 48-yard line. Art Baker, the head coach of the East Carolina Pirates. They hand off to the big bruising Anthony Simpson across the 45, and he's down to the 43.
Big and bruising is right. Rich, this man is 245 pounds on 5 feet 10 inches. Talk about the bowling ball. I thought I played with bowling ball. Don Nottingham at 5'10", 245. That man's as wide as he is tall.
He's tough. He had a touchdown, too, in the first time that, 2 years ago when East Carolina and Miami played right here at Ficklin Stadium. He's a tough one. There it is, a handoff to Simpson as a flag goes down. Simpson does not make it to the 40-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. And it will be against East Carolina. It's what you were talking about at the top of the show, Cooch. They get something going. East Carolina gets something going, and bingo, along comes a penalty.
That's right. They've self-destructed all year long. They've got a lot of offensive yards, but not enough points to correlate with those yardage. They'll have a sustained drive and then get inside the 20-yard line and not score. But I'll tell you what, it's an impressive drive, a responding drive this time by the Pirates, because there's no quicker way to take a hostile crowd out of a ball game than to do what the Hurricanes just did, methodically march down and get on the board. But the Pirates, in turn, coming back and responding.
5-yard penalty, illegal motion will make it 2nd and about 11. Ball just inside Miami territory. Hunter going to run the option. He's going to keep it. The 45, and he gets down to about the 41-yard line. Good tackle there made by Bernard Clark of the Hurricanes. Miami on front, 7-0.
Bernard Clark, number 57, is a sophomore, 6'2", 238 pounds, and he's playing for the injured George Myra Jr. The Hurricanes are not going to miss a lot with Myra being out there. The Bernard Clark is a very capable replacement and is going to be a force for a long time, being just a sophomore.
3rd down, about 3 for the Pirates. Ball just across the 41-yard line of the Hurricanes. Travis Hunter spinning, reverse pivot. There's the pitch right there, and it is fumbled out of bounds. That was a pitch intended. Try to pick up who that is, Lewis.
This is interesting. interesting, Rich, because you see Coach Johnson trying to argue vehemently with the referee on the mark there. You're going to see the ball should not have been pitched here. Once it's held, it should have been held. They're very fortunate that the ball went out of bounds here, but the question is now, the ball was last touched at the 41-yard line, but the ball was fumbled forward across the 40-yard line down to about the 38-yard line, which makes it very close to the first down. And the rule, of course, is wherever the ball goes out of bounds, and that's why the Pirates got a very good break there, and Coach Johnson was not at all happy about it.
Well, Jimmy lost that argument right there. Let's see what happens with the first down measurement. And it looks like it's going to be just a tad short. No! It will be a first down. A first down for the East Carolina Pirates, and that's their third first down in this drive.
And the crowd liked that one.
Yeah, that'll get the crowd back into it. I have to say I'm a little disappointed that this Ficklin Stadium is not sold out here today, although people are still coming in. When you bring a team in the caliber of Miami, you would think that the building would be packed. First and 10 for the East Carolina Pirates. Ball at the 38-yard line of Miami. Sidelines to the left, open field to the right. The lone setback is Anthony Simpson, and he gets it up the middle. And boy, I tell you, bringing him down is like trying to bring down a runaway rhinoceros at times. Made it to the 36. It was a hard-earned 2 yards, let's put it that way.
Yeah, he took on a lot of hurricanes to gain 2 yards. The lead hit that was by number 22, Selwyn Brown, an outstanding strong safety. And he kind of slowed him down a little bit and was just holding on for dear life until some of his teammates arrived to help.
Pirates lining up in the I formation. Willie Lewis, the tailback. Anthony Simpson, the fullback, will have illegal movement. Legal procedure. Looked like the left tackle there, Cooch of East Carolina, jumped the gun just a bit.
This is exactly what they've done all season long, Rich. They've had a lot of speed in the team, a lot of fine plays, and they go down. They're very effective between the 20-yard lines, and then they, for one reason or another, get a penalty or a fumble. Watch on the right-hand side of your screen here, the left guard. Oh my gosh, the left guard, number 67.
So the Pirates lose 5 yards on that. It'll make it second down and about 13. Simpson, your lone setback. Run and shoot formation this time. Travis Hunter back to pass under pressure, but he's scrambling around, puts the ball up, and it is complete there to Gerard Moody. Gerard Moody taking in that pass at the 25-yard line. Gerard Moody. And it'll be a first down for the Pirates. Now, this has been impressive, Bob. The fact that the Pirates now ground out 4 first downs, and they've done it even committing penalties.
A fine individual effort by Travis Hunt here. You're going to see him evade Daniel Stubbs right there. Could have been a sack, number 1. And secondly, having the alertness to not try to run for it and hit the open man.
I formation. Open field is to the left. Gerard Moody in the flanker position to the strong side left. There's the handoff that time to Reggie Branch. No, yeah, Reggie McKinney, we mean. Reggie McKinney. And it's going to be a flag on the play, too, Coach. Might be a late hit or a face mask. Personal foul. Late hit on Miami. And that came at a very inopportune time for the Hurricanes.
It sure did, deep in their own territory. And just as I said, there's no better way to take a crowd out of a ball game than to have the visiting team march down the field on the opening march. This is about the best way to get the home team back into the ball game and come right back with a very impressive drive all the way down to the 10-yard line now.
Reggie McKinney was your ball carrier. And with that penalty, it is 1st and 10 for the Pirates. And it'll be interesting to see if they have to go all the way for the first down or whether that nose of that football is just shy of the 10-yard line. Looks like it's 1st and goal. Hand off to Simpson. He gets to the 6. This is
very impressive opening drive by the Pirates here. That was just a simple fullback power buck play up the middle, and you're going to be hard pressed to stop 245-pound Anthony Simpson for less than a couple yards. In that case, he got 4 yards.
And you know Simpson didn't do it all by himself either. That means that the East Carolina offensive front is doing some work today too. Second down, 6 yards to go for the touchdown. I formation. Hand off to Simpson again. And he gets to about the 4-yard line. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Miami 7, East Carolina nothing.
Yardage is getting real tough down there. When you get inside the 5-yard line, you pay dearly for every fraction of a foot. And at that time it was, again, a power play with Anthony Simpson carrying the ball behind the left guard, number 67, Wade Perry. And we have, what, a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 3.
3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. High formation for the Pirates. Travis Hunter wanted to, the question is, did his knee hit? But yeah, apparently did. He tripped coming out on the reverse pivot, and his knee went down at about the 7-yard line. Actually, that worked in East Carolina's favor because the pitch man was going to be lost right there. Would have lost about 4 or 5 more yards. Here it is.
I don't think we can see it from this angle. I think he tripped over the fullback when he was faking the handoff over center, caught his ankle, and forced the loss.
So the Pirates will go for the field goal. A little mix-up right there, and the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and it looked like the man getting in on the block, Bubba McDowell, who specially is blocking. Now, let's see, they're going to call it offsides. Oh, that's confusing.
Let's take a look at it here.
Chuck Burle's field goal attempt. Here's Bubba McDowell coming in, and he has the block. And they're going to say somebody, probably Bubba McDowell, was offsides on that. McDowell's specialty is kick blocking.
Jimmy Johnson trying to get a clarification there. I believe they lined up offside.
I didn't really see any movement there, so that must have been the case. It's still 4th down, and East Carolina will get another crack at it. Chuck Burleth will be doing the kicking. He's a left footer. Be a 20-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play from Thicklin Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, it's Miami 7, East Carolina 3. Craig Lucido will be kicking off for the East Carolina Pirates. They just scored on the field goal, 7-3, Miami on top. Here's the kickoff. Kickoff taken by number 21, Alex Johnson. Johnson getting up across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. We'll be back right after this. We're not going to take that commercial break right now. There's the East Carolina scoring drive, and it's impressive, Cooch. 16 plays, 71 yards, grinding out 8 minutes and 12 seconds, coming away with a 20-yard Chuck Burleth field goal to give us our 7-3 score.
A sustained drive and a very impressive drive by the Pirates, Rich, but it's also important that they ended up with some points on the board. They did their darndest to try to follow it up there, but fortunately the Hurricanes gave it back to them by being offside on that muffed field goal.
Ball at the 27-yard line of the Hurricanes. Walsh, your quarterback, handing off to Williams. Williams trying to come around the right side. Gets to cross the 30 and finally driven out of bounds right there at the 32-yard line.
Good individual effort that time by Warren Williams. That 4-yard gain should have been a 0 or 1 yard gain. It was all individual effort. First of all, he had the speed. You're going to watch number 24, Warren Williams here. No place to go inside. Now the option is to the outside. Showing some fine speed there, but lowering the shoulder, not going out of bounds, fighting for the extra yardage there, and that's the difference between a negative play and a 4 to 5 yard gain.
So he gets 5 yards for his efforts right there, 2nd and 5. Ball at the 32-yard line of the Hurricanes, and some extracurricular activity on the line of scrimmage as the flags fly. And it's going to go against the Hurricanes, so that hard-earned 5 yards that Warren Williams got is going to go right back.
Yeah, Matt Patchen, number 71, anticipated the count a little bit there and was obviously a little quick, and right now he's feeling a little bit foolish. Which prior to that field goal, the Hurricanes had only given up 11 first quarter points in their 5 games this season.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 27-yard line of the Hurricanes. I formation. Mel Bratton, the up back, tailback. Warren Williams. Walsh back to pass. Looking for Charles Henry, the tight end, and the ball's incomplete at the 48-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd and 10 situation. Let's go down to the field now to Cambrell Marshall.
Rich, one of the things Butch Davis wanted to emphasize to the defensive guys in there just were on the field for a long time is that they had a lot of chances to get at that Pirate offense. That they should not get down on themselves. They gave up a couple of first downs by penalty. They had a couple of chances at a sack. They got to keep their confidence up and know that they can beat this Pirate offense. They're going to go back in with a renewed confidence.
3rd and 10 for the Hurricanes. Lone setback, Melvin Bratton. Back to pass is Walsh. Got the time to throw, putting it upfield, and he's got his receiver, and it is number 33, Brett Perriman. Brett Perriman playing his first game, and some good action right there.
It's good to see Brett Perriman back in uniform. This is the fastest man in the Hurricane squad in the 40-yard dash, consistently timed in the about 4.3 range. And Perriman's been injured, and frankly, Rich, he had quite a decision to make here with regard to eligibility. He's an outstanding talent, but was trying to decide whether or not to come back this year or wait till next year. And his competitive juices are flowing, and he's made the option to compete this season.
And that was his first catch of the year. A little mix-up in the backfield. Williams tripped, got back up, and even picked up some yards there. Good second effort by Warren Williams as he gets down to about the 42-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates.
This Hurricane squad is so deep in talent. The wide receiver position, for instance, on one side you've got Michael Irvin, and on the other side Brian Blades, and now Brett Perriman and Dale Dawkins. The coaching staff is very high on him for the future. A lot of talent.
And we still haven't seen Leonard Conley yet today. Second down, about 7. Walsh back to pass. Across the middle, there's Michael Irvin right there, and he works his way maybe across the 35-yard line. And he's probably going to be shy of the first down, and that should do it for the first quarter of play here from Ficklin Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. The score, Miami 7, East Carolina 3.
Hey, Roy.
We are back to Ficklin Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, where Miami leads East Carolina 7-3. The Hurricanes driving again. Ball just across the 35-yard line. 3rd down and a yard. Miami going for its 6th first down of this football game. Walsh with a long count. Hand off to Melvin Bratton going to the outside, and he's got the first down.
I don't know that he has it. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. I was a little quick right there in saying that. If he would have just dipped in there and dipped the shoulder, he could have had the first down for sure, but he decided to go to the outside. I don't know.
No, in fact,
he didn't get it.
He lost a little bit of yardage there. Mel couldn't turn it up inside because there was penetration on the inside there by the Pirate defensive lineman. Chalk up a victory that time to the defensive line of the Pirates over the offensive line of the Hurricanes. Mel was forced to get outside and didn't quite have enough speed that time to get there, and that's just good defense.
There's a timeout on the field called by Miami. We'll be back after this brief timeout.
Hello.
Sylvania?
If you've ever dreamed of owning a Porsche, it's nice to know that some dreams come true faster than others.
See the new Porsches at your Dade.
Greenville, North Carolina, it's Miami 7, East Carolina 3. Even less than a yard for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball just across the 35-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Steve Walsh, the quarterback for the Hurricanes, barking out another long count. Handoff goes to Mel Bratton, and he's got it that time, Cooch. I can say that with certainty.
You're very observant. Fine charge by the left side of the offensive line that time of the Hurricanes. They just removed the resistance, and including big number 44, the linebacker, Vincent Smith, was nowhere to be found that time, and a big play there, because that enables the Hurricanes, of course, to drive deep into Pirate territory.
Ball at the 33-yard line of East Carolina. I formation. Bratton and Williams, the setbacks. Michael Irvin in the slot along with Brian Blades. There's the pass to Irvin at the 25, 20, 15, puts his head down and maybe gets across the 15-yard line. That'll be another first down for Miami. They have 7 so far in this football game. And for Steve Walsh, Bob, he's 9 for 11 passing with a touchdown.
Very impressive beginning for a man that has not started well so far this season. I like that call, Rich, because on first down, you might be expecting them to run the ball, of course, and when they're expecting you to run, there's no better time to throw than on first down like that. You saw the result. Michael Irvin wide open, and I might tell you from an offensive lineman standpoint, that's the easiest time in the world to pass block is on first down.
Split backfield this time. Walsh back to pass again. He's got the time looking in the end zone, and the ball is intercepted and dropped. And the man intercepting and dropping it was Vincent Smith.
The ball should not have been thrown had not Vincent Smith been there. Ellis Dillahunt was there. The receiver was well covered and should not have been thrown. Steve Walsh here has all day to throw the ball. Excellent protection. Number 76 there. Good protection. Could have taken a drink of a Coca-Cola here. Ball underthrown, but even if it had been thrown well, should not have been thrown to that coverage. Excellent coverage, and bad decision to put that one up.
2nd and 10 for Miami at the 15-yard line of East Carolina. Hand off to Mel Bratton, and he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. John Williamson, number 86, making the initial contact. 13 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Miami 7, East Carolina 3. 3rd and 10 for the Hurricanes. Ball remains at the 15-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates.
So far, Rich, the Pirates are being extremely competitive, as the legacy of this series has been. They're giving the Hurricanes all they want right now.
Split backfield. Mel Bratton, Warren Williams, the running backs. Walsh back to pass. Flag on the play in the end zone for Michael Irvin. Touchdown. I believe that'll be his 24th career touchdown. It is his 24th career touchdown, but it may be coming back because there is a flag on the play. Now, that is one shy of the record here at Miami, but it's going to come back. Michael Irvin's touchdown will not count. These are the ones you're glad that you're not a pro when they call out the number.
That's right. We got no number called that time. You can bet Jimmy Johnson's going to know who, though.
Yeah,
they're going to hear about it, whoever it is, huh? Jimmy Johnson, not happy at all right now.
Legal procedure, 5 yards. Will make it 3rd and 15 now, and negating that touchdown from Michael Irvin. Split backfield. Walsh definitely back to pass. Moving around, there's his little flip to Michael Irvin. It's intercepted this time by Vincent Smith at the 10, 15, 20, and Mel Bratton drills him out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. So a Miami drive, Cooch, is stalled right there. Vincent Smith dropped his first interception, made sure he didn't do it the second time.
I'm telling you, this Vincent Smith is all over the field. He's made 2 tackles for losses so far. Could have had 2 interceptions. This man, no wonder the pro scouts are raving about his ability here. You're going to see Vincent Smith get a good drop. Once again, all day long to pass for Steve Walsh. Starts a scramble, puts the ball up. Didn't even see Vincent Smith coming from the right side of your screen there. And this is a top athlete.
Well, while we're looking at this, again from another angle, we should point out there's a penalty flag on the field, and they're discussing the situation, and we may be running this play over. Rich. The score is Miami 7, East Carolina 3. There's a penalty on the play, and a crowd back in the game, Bob Kuchenberg. That interception will stand. The penalty after below the knees. East Carolina has the football. 1st and 10 at the 10, and wow, there we go. The Pirates just pumped up right here. Timmy James, the ball carrier, gain of 15, or just shy of 15. We'll give him 14 yards on that carry up to the 24-yard line. So Vincent Smith with the interception. And now East Carolina coming right back. This series has always been a tough one. Look at the stats on the rushing yardage. 57 yards for East Carolina, only 23 for Miami. Travis Hunter, the pitch. The back right there. Could it be Willie James? Willie Lewis, the ball carrier.
Once again, a gain of 5 yards, so that's a big victory for the Pirates on first down. If you can pound up 4, 5, 6 yards on first down, most of the day you're gonna come out ahead. And these Pirates are here to play. It's been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team this year, and unfortunately for the Hurricanes right now, it's Dr. Jekyll.
Pick up a 5. That makes it 2nd and 5. Hand off to Tim James, and he finds the going a little bit congested right there. Gets maybe a yard for his effort.
Well, there was a mix-up in the backfield again. You saw that earlier. Travis Hunter, once again, there got his legs tangled up with one of his ball carriers, had to hand off balance. Now, that changed the situation from 2nd and 5 to 3rd and 5. This is kind of a passing situation here. This is not what the Pirates do best.
The I formation this time. Travis Hunter, the long count. Open field is to the right. There's the draw play to Simpson. And he's going to go nowhere. It gets up to about the 31-yard line, but it is still going to leave the Pirates well short of the first down. So what the Miami defense did there, Bob, was what they had to do. They shut East Carolina down immediately after East Carolina ripped off 2 big plays.
They did. It looked like the Pirates were going to get out of the hole. They're starting deep in their own territory inside the 15-yard line and coming out on first down with a 15-yard gain on the ground. But the Hurricane defense may have bent a little bit. But now the Pirates are forced to punt into the wind, and the Hurricanes should get the ball back in excellent field position.
Craig Lucido, the punter. And he gets his kick away. Dale Dawkins receives it at the 25-yard line, wiggles loose, and gets up to about the 28.
I'll tell you what, Rich, that was a wonderful punt. The ball was high and deep and spiraling and against the wind. That was probably a 50-yard punt, and the Hurricanes are forced to start from inside their own 30.
Miami 7, East Carolina 3. Back with more football after this. Miami leads East Carolina 7-3. East Carolina putting up a very spirited fight here at Pickland Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. Leonard Conley into the lineup, and he gets the call right off the bat. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Leonard Conley, very exciting ball player, has nowhere to run this time. The hole was plugged inside. He tried to shake it outside, and there was nowhere to run. Right now, the momentum is with the Pirates, Rich, and they're giving the Hurricanes all they want and then some.
Conley got about a yard. Let's call it 2nd and a long 9. Ball about in the center of the playing field. Walsh taking the handoff, back to pass. And the ball is incomplete, and that is intended for Alfredo Roberts, the tight end. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long 9 situation for the Hurricanes. And as we mentioned, East Carolina, we said it at the top of the show, always plays a very tough game against Miami. You can basically throw out what East Carolina does in the rest of the season. They always play this game very well.
That's right. They've always played the Hurricanes well, and it's not that they're not an explosive team. They've got the ability to play with anybody in this country.
3rd down, 9 yards. Lone setback. Walsh, ball intended for Michael Irwin, cannot hold it. Michael Irwin cannot hold on to that football at the 41-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 9 situation and a punting situation.
And the crowd loves it. The crowd is a factor in this ball game now. They're anticipating something very exciting going on here. They have a right to.
Jeff Beagles in the punt for the Hurricanes. His first appearance of the afternoon. Standing back at his own 14-yard line. He gets the punt away, almost blocked, though. It's a low, short kick. Returning it is Tony Smith. And Smith gets up to about the 40-yard line of East Carolina. So the Pirates will put the ball in play at their own 40-yard line. 9 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Miami on top, 7-3. Miami scored on its first possession, marching right down the field. Since then, it has been tough. We're back to Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. Miami having a hard time of it today here with East Carolina, and it's Happy Halloween. Here's a shot from a mask through the camera. Oh, yes. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Travis Hunter, the pitch. And sweeping wide right there. Reggie McKinney. McKinney up to about the 39-yard line.
A misdirection play, well executed on the offense, but even better on defense. Number 32, Selwyn Brown, and number 22, Randy Shannon, both stayed at home, forced to play wide and ultimately out of bounds. A lot of ground being covered by number 32, Selwyn Brown, the senior, who's had an excellent career and playing very well today.
Pickup of 2, making it 2nd and 8. Oh, there's a mix-up in the backfield. Travis Hunter paid the price on that, too, because he got bowled over by his own fullback, 245-pound Anthony Simpson. Now, Cooch, last week, when East Carolina went out of the run and shoot and went to the I formation, they had a lot of trouble, the players going between the two offenses. They were going from run and shoot to I formation, and apparently they're having trouble getting their routes down because, wow, kaboom. Hello.
Travis Hunter, 190 pounds, and
that's why
Anthony Simpson, 245 pounds. He lost that one.
That's why he doesn't want to be a defensive back. Okay, that makes it 3rd down. Simpson did get 1, though, make it 3rd and 7. Hunter this time, he's rolling to his right. He's going to keep it, turn it upfield, 45, cross midfield. He's got the 1st down to the 48-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. And he is quick because he just saw that one little opening, Bob, and just turned it upfield and made a nice gain right there, picked up about 10 yards and got the 1st down.
Tremendous acceleration on Hunter's part here, and this is what drives opposing coaches nuts. Everybody's covered here, but all of a sudden tuck the ball away and turn it upfield and go. And this is what Jimmy Johnson had a tough time sleeping about last night. And Coach Johnson is very concerned right now, raving the sideline there. And this Pirate team has to be reckoned with, Rich.
Well, 2 years ago here at Ficklen Stadium, Miami won 27-15, had a rally in the 4th quarter to do it. Vinny Testaverde that day intercepted 6 times. Kevin Walker, now a teammate of his with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, intercepted him 3 times. There is the pitch to Reggie McKinney, and he was whacked hard that time. There's going to be a flag on the play, though.
Randy Shannon, excellent tackle, wrapped him up, put the head in the numbers, wrapped him up, and drove him back. A picture book tackle, but I think we're going to have a clipping call, perhaps on your wide receiver on the Hurricanes here.
Yes.
I'm sorry, on the Pirates.
Yeah, Ben Billings, the tight end, I think, came back on a clip. At least that's what it looked like, and it looked like he clipped Bernard Clark. At least that's right where the flag went. We'll have to wait and see what the indication is, but... that's what it is, and it's an expensive one. Well, holding. That moves it back into Pirate territory, back to their own 42-yard line. 7-3, Miami on top. 1st and 20 now for the Pirates on that 10-yard penalty. The little flip there to Anthony Simpson. Simpson to the 45, 50 across midfield, and he gets up to the 48-yard line.
A very daring play that time by Travis Hunter. A quick screen, and the Hurricanes were all over him almost before he had time to get this throw off. You're going to see there two Hurricane defenders just in time to get it off, and gets the ball to Anthony Simpson, who goes north and south.
It almost looked like it was survival.
He said, guys, I know you're supposed to let him in, but not quite that quickly.
Hold that another half second, and he's picking himself up off the carpet down there. I formation. 2nd and 10 for the Pirates. Hand off to Reggie McKinney to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards. Let's get down to Campbell Marshall on the field.
Rich, one of the interesting aspects about the Pirate offense is that they do so many different things. They have men in motion, they have misdirection, that sort of thing. But there could be one big criticism is that they shoot themselves in the foot. They have turnovers, they make mistakes on penalties, such as the one you just saw now. So far early on, though, the Pirates have made things click fairly well enough to make this a close ball game. Art Baker has to be happy.
3rd and 7 for the Pirates. Ball just across the 45-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. I formation now going into the slot formation. Anthony Simpson, the lone setback. Hunter rolling out to the weak side left, and his ball is complete right there. He drilled that pass right there to number 8, Ron Jones. Ron Jones was the quarterback for the East Carolina Pirates the last time they played Miami here at Ficklen Stadium. And listen to this crowd come to life.
Ron Jones knew exactly where the first down marker was because he caught that ball about a yard beyond it and immediately was hit, but it was too late. Wonderful execution by both Travis Hunter and the receiver, Ron Jones.
Another first down for the East Carolina Pirates. Ball at the 36-yard line. I formation. Sidelines are to the left. Open field to the right. Gerard Moody, the flanker, into the slot to the strong side right. The handoff to Anthony Simpson. And he's down to about the 33. Now let's make it, just across the 33-yard line. Pickup of about 4. 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half of play from Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. Miami leading the East Carolina Pirates 7-3. East Carolina driving now. I think they'd like to get the lead right here. That would really bring this crowd to, we got contact. Jumping for Miami was Jimmy Jones again, but there may have been movement by the center. Let's wait and see what the decision is.
No, I don't believe so. I think that's on Jimmy Jones. I think the quarterback probably pulled him off with his voice inflection. And there's really no excuse for that. I mean, it's not as though the nose guard can't see the ball, right?
That's true.
I think if they teach you to watch the ball, and the ball was right under his nose. There's no reason for that. Now instead of 2nd and 8, a passing situation, we have 2nd and 3. And that's a wonderful offensive situation. Key errors on the Hurricanes here twice now in defensive situations.
Well, that's 5 yards that are free, no doubt about that. Ball at the 28-yard line. Lone setback is Simpson. Travis Hunter rolling to his right. Little flip back right there to Simpson. Now, did he fumble it, or was it incomplete? They're going to roll it incomplete.
That play just never had a chance. First of all, the quarterback was scrambling for his life. When he finally did get it away, he threw it to a man that was even in more trouble than he was.
Actually, it was almost a benefit that time that Simpson dropped the ball, because if he did, he'd have lost about 5 yards, making it 3rd and a long 2 for the Pirates. Ball just past the 28-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. High formation, slot to the strong side right. Pitch goes to Reggie McKinney, and he is going to go nowhere. In fact, he is going to lose about 2 yards by.
Excellent defense that time to the right side of the Hurricane defense. Bill Hawkins, Rod Carter over there playing good, very good defense. Play designed to go wide to the left. There you see the pitch. Can you see penetration? That was Bill Hawkins, I believe, was the one that forced that play to happen, to develop on the Pirate side of the line.
So it's 4th and 4, and we are going to see a long field goal here from Chuck Burlett. The attempt. Ball will be marked at the 37-yard line. That's a 47-yard attempt. Burlett's kick is up, and it is no good. It was short. So the Miami Hurricanes take over. Miami 7, East Carolina 3. Back with more football after this. 4 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first half of play, and Miami having a lot of trouble with East Carolina today. Miami 7, East Carolina 3.
There you see the Hurricane bench. Not a whole lot of positive emotion happening right now. It's kind of as if they're flat. We saw them going through a very similar situation last week. There's enough talent on this team to get away with this at certain times, but you really don't build for a championship season, Rich, by having inconsistency.
East Carolina coach Art Baker, we just saw him there just a few moments ago, has done a very fine job preparing his Pirates for this football game. Walsh, the handoff going to Leonard Conley. Oh, boy, is he exciting. He's got the first down across the 40-yard line to the 42, maybe the 43. Mr. Excitement, a 170-pound freshman, and when he gets in there, Cooch, exciting things happen.
That's for sure. A very exciting ball carrier, but I want to point out the key to that play right there was not the ball carrier, but it was a key block by number 43, Cleveland Gary, the fullback, throwing a lead block for his battery mate there.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. Irwin flanked out to the strong side left. There's a handoff to Gary. Gary gets across midfield to the 49-yard line of East Carolina. Jimmy Johnson going with a new backfield there. Is this by design, or you think he's trying to shake some things up out there?
I think it's by design. He had told us yesterday that he's planning to play a lot of players. It's not as though they're comfortable in this game. But again, you're not losing a lot with a Cleveland Gary and a Leonard Conley in there. That's quite a talented backfield, and we're playing first string with most teams.
Here's the handoff. Conley knifes his way. Boy, he keeps moving, too. You know, he gets to the 46-yard line. Despite the fact he's only 170 pounds, he runs with power.
He's unbelievably quick also. It's a lot of speed on both these teams, but when you see Leonard Conley carry the ball, it's as if he's running at a different speed than everybody else.
Yeah, he's at hyperspace.
Hyperspace, huh? So much talent on this Hurricane team. So much depth at wide receiver, running back, quarterback. You've got four backs, Warren Williams, Milt Bratton, Leonard Conley, and Cleveland Gary. They can play on any ball club.
Another first down for the Hurricanes, so it is 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Handoff to Gary that time, and he was kind of stacked up, met by everybody. Whole horde of purple jerseys around him. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. If he got anything, he got about a half yard on that. So we'll call it second and a very long 9. Might be a time for Steve Walsh to put the ball up in the air. He drops back to pass. He's pressured by Vincent Smith, but there's a little dump pass to Cleveland Gary. Gary to the 35, 30, down to the 25-yard line. Once again, Miami using the back out of the backfield and allowing that very aggressive East Carolina rush to come in and take themselves right out of the play.
Keep in mind, what's so very difficult to try to defend this Hurricane offense is that this is a fullback. You've got a second-team fullback here now catching your ball and turning it into a 25-yard gain. You can't cover everybody. You double cover Michael Irvin, perhaps Benny Blades, and maybe even Mel Bratton. But when you get down to your fullback, you figure, well, that's the guy we're going to let go. And sooner than you do that, and what happens? 25-yard gain.
18-yard pickup. Handoff goes to Conley, and he'll get maybe one to the 24-yard line. Well, the thing, too, with with Miami, Cooch, is you look at what they're grinding out offensively. 404 yards a game total offense, 40 points a game. Yet the only individual who is ranked in the top 20 individually in the NCAA statistics is Steve Walsh in passing efficiency, and he's 19. So you see that they're really spreading it out. They come at you from all different directions with all different kinds of people. 2nd and 9. Walsh back to pass. There he goes for Michael Irvin. Overthrows him at the goal line.
Steve Walsh looking a little dejected right now. I can't really say much about that pass. It was about as well thrown as it could be. It was just good coverage. Actually, the cornerback had just about as much chance to catch his ball as the wide receiver. Going to see from the end zone shot. Perhaps Michael Irvin looked over his inside shoulder there, and the ball ended up going on over his outside shoulder. But 10 for 17 there for Steve Walsh. Not a bad beginning. 1 TD and 1 interception, and a big play here. 3rd and 9.
Yes, it is. Walsh apparently barking out an audible, trying to change the play at the line of scrimmage as the crowd gets noisy. Walsh back to pass. Stops, moves around, ball's in the air. Oh, he's got Brian Blades wide open at the 11, and Blades drilled out of bounds at the 10. And that will be a first down for the Miami Hurricanes. And what's more important, too, Bob, it stops the clock with 59 seconds remaining in the first half.
Excellent pattern run here by Brian Blades. We're looking at Steve Walsh. But what makes this play, you're going to see Brian Blades come back for the ball here, making the catch wide open. See, number 21, Junior Robinson, was a good 8 or 9 yards off Brian Blades, and that was caused by Brian driving him deep and coming back very quickly, and good timing from Steve Walsh.
Blades out of the lineup, Michael Irvin in. Walsh looking for Irvin wide. Oh, he overthrew Irvin wide open in the end zone. Michael Irvin, how can you let somebody like Michael Irvin get that wide open? He runs great routes, but I don't think anybody even looked at him.
Well, I think if I were covering Michael Irvin alone in the end zone, I'd head the other way also. This is obviously a breakdown in communication. No one covered Michael Irvin here, and Steve Walsh right now has got to be feeling awfully foolish.
My goodness, he was wide open. You know, you look at the substitutions Jimmy Johnson was making. Brian Blades came out, Michael Irvin went in. No vacation there at all. Okay, here is a 2nd and 10. Walsh back. Walsh going to his tight end, Charles Henry. He's got Henry at the 5-yard line. Staying in bounds, so that keeps the clock moving. 42 seconds, and now Miami calling a timeout. 43 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Miami leading East Carolina 7-3.
There's so many weapons in this Hurricane arsenal. Their tight end spot is manned very capably by both Charles Henry and Alfredo Roberts. And once again, Steve Walsh moves the ball around very nicely.
We'll be back with the final 43 seconds of the first half with Miami leading 7-3 right after this. The scoreboard tells the story. Miami Hurricanes, 3rd ranked in the country, having a dickens of a time here today with the East Carolina Pirates. Driving, though, ball at the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal. There's the pass and a touchdown from Leonard Conley. Miami striking quickly here in the dying moments of the first half of play. Leonard Conley, the touchdown pass from Steve Walsh, and that makes it a 13-7 ball game at this point. 13-3 ball game, we should say, with 39 seconds remaining.
Going to see a replay of it here. What makes this play is you see Michael Irvin in the center of your screen clearing it out there. The Hurricanes had Brian Blades and Michael Irvin split to the right, and they crossed over, clearing that entire half of the field for Leonard Conley to come wide open. Made it look easy, and again, good recognition on Steve Walsh's part to read the uncovered man.
Greg Cox perfect with the extra point attempt, makes it 14-3 Miami. Greg Cox 22 for 22 on his extra point attempts this year, and for Leonard Conley, his first career touchdown reception. And I think, looking at him, he's going to have many more.
I think that's a fairly safe statement. This is an exciting young man. Obviously can carry the ball with a great deal of speed and acceleration, but just prove there that he can come out of the backfield and catch the ball as well.
Well, it's a point that we don't want to keep staying redundant here, but at the same time, it's something you have to talk about. Miami comes at you with everything. They have the backs that can catch, that can run. They have tight ends. They have a couple of good receivers there. They've got the wide receivers with speed. They've got Walsh who can throw the football, and they've got Craig Erickson on the bench, who's another good quarterback who we may see as the afternoon wears on, depending upon what happens here. Jimmy Johnson does have plans today to play a lot of people. At this point, we don't know. It's 14-3 with 39 seconds remaining in the first half of play. East Carolina has been giving, we should say, Miami a very hard time. Let's get it out there. Has been giving Miami a very, very hard time today. Edgar Bennis kicking off. And he squibs one. Coming down, Reggie McKinney's going to have to field it at about the 9-yard line. I think he wanted that one to go out of bounds.
He was between a rock and a hard place. He didn't know what to do there, but he made a good decision, because if he hadn't picked it up, the Hurricanes would have.
Okay, there's the scoring drive for the Miami Hurricanes. 11 plays, 70 yards. 8 up, 3 minutes and 38 seconds of clock, culminating with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Steve Walsh to Leonard Conley. And as we pointed out for Leonard Conley, his first career touchdown reception as a collegiate. 36 seconds remaining in the first half of play. 14-3 Miami over East Carolina. Charlie Libretto in at quarterback for the Pirates. He is the passing quarterback. And he just hands it off straight ahead to Tim James.
Nowhere to run on that one, Rich. Hurricane defense stacked it up. You know what's so good about Steve Walsh as a quarterback? He's patient. There's so many weapons that are at his disposal. Michael Irvin, Brian Blades, and Mel Bratton, Warren Williams, in this case Leonard Conley. He's very intelligent, makes good reads, and is a very patient man, knowing that sooner or later somebody's going to come open.
East Carolina content to let the clock run out. We may not get another play right here. Libretto, the quarterback, with a long count, and we do not get another play. That is the end of the first half of play from Ficklen Stadium in Greenville. Greenville, North Carolina. The score is Miami 14, East Carolina 3. Now, there may be some people watching this football game saying Miami is flat today. Miami's not playing that well. But again, if you look back on the history of this series, even though Miami holds a 5-0 edge, every game has been a very tightly contested football game until Miami may have broken it open in the fourth quarter and won the game in the fourth quarter, but they've always been very tough ball games for the Hurricanes.
East Carolina has always played them very well, as you said, and I'm not sure it's just a case of the Hurricanes being flat. I just want to give credit to the Pirates. They're playing good football today.
They are playing excellent football, and that's really the point we need to make, is that Miami is not flat today. They have run into a very inspired group of East Carolina Pirates, and this is an important game for East Carolina. We'll be back with our halftime report with Miami leading at halftime, 14-3 over East Carolina. This is Rich Brenner with Bob Kuchenberg and Cambrell Marshall bringing you today's East Carolina-Miami of Florida football game. Miami leads it 14-3. Let's look at the first half scoring, and Miami scored on its first possession, Steve Walsh, and he'll be going to Brian Blades for Blades, his 13th career touchdown reception at Miami. And then in the waning moments of the first half on Miami's last possession, well, they capped off a nice 70-yard drive. Walsh going to the freshman, Leonard Conley, for Conley, his first career touchdown reception. So Miami, Bob, had a lot of trouble in the first half, though, in between those two touchdowns.
They have. East Carolina's played them very well, Rich, and it's not a matter of the Hurricanes not playing well. I think they've played pretty well overall. They haven't made the big plays, but East Carolina is just playing good, competitive, spirited football.
Here's East Carolina's score, and they scored on their first possession. Chuck Burleth, a 20-yard field goal. This was really after his first attempt was blocked by Bubba McDowell, and that was because there was an offsides on Miami. Miami apparently lined up offside, so they got a second shot at it, and they scored on it. We'll be back with a second half kickoff right after this. Today's game is brought to you by Eckerd Photo Finishing. Nothing looks better. We are getting ready right now, just moments away from the start of the second half. Miami leading East Carolina 14-3. Edgar Bennis will be kicking off for the Hurricanes. Back deep will be Reggie McKinney and Junior Robinson, both standing back at the goal line awaiting the kickoff from Edgar Bennis. Third quarter just about to begin. Dennis approaches the football. There's his kick going deep in the direction of Reggie McKinney, deep into the end zone. He's not even going to try for it. And the Hurricanes will put the ball in play at their own 20-yard line. Here's a look at the first half statistics. Kind of interesting there, too, Bob. Miami not getting a lot on the ground, but they are picking up some yardage in the air. 13 for 21 for Steve Walsh, 4 for 5 there for Travis Hunter. And East Carolina not really known as a passing team.
No, noticeable absent as the offensive ground game on the Hurricanes' part. Notice so that the time of possession is in favor of Eastern Carolina.
It sure is. Here's Travis Hunter. He's going to run the option. He's going to pick him up. There's that loose football we talked about, and it looked like who's got it? The Hurricanes have got the football. What a way to start the second half. And recovering that fumble, number 54, Bill Hawkins. Bill Hawkins getting that loose football, that errant pitch right there, and let's look at it again.
Here's a play that East Carolina runs real well, but when you live with a sword, you die with a sword. And this, another instance should not have been fumbled here. The ball was pitched very well by Travis Hunter, but just, I guess, he didn't look it in. And when you're putting the ball up in close contact that often, you're going to have your share of fumbles.
I think Reggie McKinney saw Bill Hawkins closing in on him, too. That might have been one reason. He may have taken his eye off the ball. Walsh handing off to Warren Williams across the 20, 15, 10, 5. Is he in there? Touchdown! Touchdown! Warren Williams! Warren Williams with a touchdown, and boy, Miami strikes very quickly here. We are just 12 seconds into the second half of play, and Miami has scored and gone on top at this juncture 20-3. Warren Williams with the 19-yard touchdown run. And that shows you how explosive, Bob, this Miami and Florida team can be.
You get the feeling that an avalanche is coming, huh, Rich?
Well, we talked about it at halftime, that this is a second-half football team, and maybe they were listening in and said, we have to make those guys sound good or something. Live up to our reputation. Greg Cox, extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. He's 23 for 23 on the season. We have a timeout on the field with a score, Miami 21, East Carolina 3. We'll be back with the Miami kickoff right after this. Well, Bob, there's a little bit of controversy right there, maybe on that last Miami touchdown. There's some people in this building that don't think, that feel that Williams did not score.
Depending on the angle, you notice the ball's being carried in his left hand here, and it's real close. It looks like his body didn't catch the corner, but I would say the football being carried on the inside probably got the flag. It's academic at this point.
Yes, it is, and here's Bennis' kickoff, and Junior Robinson will take it 2 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to bring it out to the 5, to the 10. He's to the 15, and he probably should have stayed there because he only got to the 17-yard line, and he got hit hard to boot. So that's where East Carolina will be putting the ball in play from their own 17-yard line.
Nice little day for Warren Williams. 7 yards of carry, 5 carries, 35 yards. Not a bad. I wonder if he's sweating.
I don't know. He's impressive, though. He's the guy sometimes, too, in the Miami backfield that tends to get overlooked, and he shouldn't be because he's dangerous.
You know what's really impressive about these Hurricanes in their offensive backfield? They've got 4 ball carriers that can carry the ball, can catch the ball, and most importantly, they block for each other. That play was a touchdown because of Mel Bratton's key block on the linebacker, enabling Warren Williams to score.
Well, here's a big stack up in the East Carolina backfield. And again, you know, we talk about the fact that they have trouble with their execution at times and that type of thing. Another case in point right there. Miami just waiting for them. Depending upon where they mark the football, it's either going to be a loss or no gain. At this point, looking like a no gain. So let's make it 2nd and 10. 21-3, Miami on top of East Carolina. Early stages here of the second half, 14-15 remaining in the third quarter of play. Just underway here in the second half. Travis Hunter, your quarterback, the I formation. Anthony Simpson, the big fullback. Long count. Hand off to Simpson, right up the middle, across the 20, 25, and he punishes you when he dips that shoulder, though, and he is up close to a first down.
Benny Blades made the tackle that time, number 36, one of the better hitters, maybe the fiercest hitting free safety in the country. But when you're going to tackle a 245-pound fullback, you're going to see on the right-hand side, number 36 lowering his head there and got the tackle, but I'm sure Benny felt that one.
I think when Benny wakes up tomorrow morning, he's going to have an instant replay of that tackle right there.
He might say, did I really do that?
When he watches the films, he's going to wonder, too. First down for East Carolina on that nice carry by Anthony Simpson, but they're stacked up in the backfield will be Willie Lewis. And these East Carolina backs, some of them, Bob, are very hard to pick out their jersey number. Now, Lewis has a faded number on his jersey to start off with, and they are tying these jerseys in the back. So the number really is not that distinguishable, especially we're about 10, 12 stories above the playing field right here, too. It's making it very difficult to pick up some of these backs when they come in. But we can always pick up Anthony Simpson, though. He's kind of like a little Sherman tank out there, just kind of moving around, running over things. There's a loss of about 4 there, making it 2nd and 14. Now here we go to the pitch. This looks like it is to Gerard Moody coming around. Now that was Willie Lewis again. Again, we're pointing out it's very hard to pick up the numbers of these fellas because they're tying their jerseys in the back, and Lewis has that faded number. There it is. There's what we're talking about right there. Of course, when you have the camera in there nice and tight, you can see the name Lewis. Now that was a pickup of about 1, making it 3rd down and about 13. Football at the 30-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Travis Hunter, back to pass, short drop, flushed out of the pocket, scrambling. Ball is in the air. It's a free throw. Nice tackle right there. Nice catch and a nice hit. A blister, nice tackle, nice catch there by Ron Jones. And Benny Blades with just a blistering tackle right there, too. Wow.
I can't believe this was a completion. You're going to see number 91, Rod Carter here, pressuring the quarterback in his face, throwing. This is a Hail Mary. 3 white jerseys around it. How does a Pirate come down with the ball?
He not only came down with the ball, did Ron Jones, but he also got the first down. Ball at the 44-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Open field is to the left. Travis Hunter faking the sprint draw. He's back to pass again. He is throwing deep. And, he had Gerard Moody wide open at the 38-yard line of the Hurricanes and just overthrew it. Wide open was Gerard Moody, but it will go as an incompletion. 12 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Miami on top, 21-3.
Got a late flag near the line of scrimmage, Rich. I don't know what that would be. Perhaps illegal lineman downfield. It was thrown very late.
That's what it will. Well, it's declined. It's against East Carolina and declined. That will. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Pirates.
The Pirates need to get on the board here, Rich, if they're to make this game competitive, because it's about, you get the feeling that the Hurricanes are about to explode.
Well, and also East Carolina's got to get back in this game mentally after they literally gave Miami a touchdown right there in the first 12 seconds of the second half. Travis Hunter's pass again, this time to Ron Jones, and Jones hauls it in at the 36-yard line. That was a strange ball, Bob, because it was underthrown. It was just hanging out there. It was like up for grabs. And Ron Jones came down with it.
Yeah, there was a lot of air under that ball. It hung up there, was thrown against the wind, and actually the coverage just wasn't there because the ball was up in the air a long, long time, and you see that he was wide open. I think it was Tolbert Vane eventually got close, but not real good coverage.
That's another first down for the Pirates. Ball at the 36-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. I formation. Open field is to the right, and that's where the slot formation is. Gerard Moody, your slot man. Hand off to Anthony Simpson, and he finds some running room up the middle as he crosses the 30-yard line. Depending upon where they mark the football, he may have just got it to the 30.
I think he got over it, probably almost 6 yards in that carry, and he's a very impressive fullback. 5'10", 245 pounds, and he is a load.
Well, the pros like him, too. The pro scouts, apparently. There's about 7 pro scouts here, and before the game, a lot of them were talking, and they like Simpson strictly for the short yardage situation, as we were talking before the game, too. Pro football getting very specialized. There's your short yardage man right there. And he is the lone setback this time as East Carolina goes into that run-and-shoot offense. The double wing T. Hand off to Simpson up the middle. I'll tell you, he just kind of carries people with him. You kind of see a whole pile just kind of moving along, and the locomotive of that freight train is Anthony Simpson.
Speaking of short yardage, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1. And how much would you bet that Mr. Simpson will once again get the ball?
Let's give it to Anthony right now. We're going to make the call for Anthony in this case. Although at this time, you know, knowing Art Baker, who is wide open at times, he may try to go for some big yards and then maybe come back on 4th down from this situation, because I don't think he would go for a field goal unless he had long to throw. There we go to Simpson. Hey, did we call that play or what? He's down to the 21.
We're so smart, huh? The Pirate offensive line should be pointed out here.
They moved some people that time.
Nobody does anything carrying the ball unless they do their work up front first, and they've been doing pretty well all day long. They had over 100 yards of halftime rushing. They just, again, shot themselves in the foot here offensively and defensively with errors.
4th first down in this drive for East Carolina. Ball at the 21-yard line of the Hurricanes. Travis Hunter, he'll option to the left, and Rue, did he get smothered under after a gain of 1? Just kind of disappeared at the 20.
Well, it was kind of as if he was betwixt in between there. He should have either pitched it or kept it. He kind of hesitated and didn't do anything. Of course, that's awfully easy for us to sit up here in the shade with a Coca-Cola in our hand and kind of tell him what he should have done.
Yeah, with Bernard Clark bearing down on you, too. Clark played that particular situation very well there, too. Sidelines are to the left, open field to the right. Moody in the slot flanker position. Out to the strong side right. Hunter going over the weak side. Rolls a pass right there, and that is to Ron Jones. Jones out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So Jones picking up 5 yards on that is still going to make it 3rd down and about 3. East Carolina will have to get down to the 11-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. Miami 21, East Carolina 3. Miami came out and scored a touchdown in the first 12 seconds of the second half to kind of break this game open a little bit. Travis Hunter, your quarterback. He's got Tim James now as the fullback. Takes the sprint draw one more time. And those passes intercepted and dropped. Intercepted and dropped by Randy Shannon. And that is almost, again, one of those footballs, Bob, that should not have been thrown. Either that or it slipped. I just think he just missed through the football.
That was just a terrible throw. He tried to give it a soft touch, but he put it right in the hands of Randy Shannon.
That was a tough effort for Shannon, but, you know, the old rule, at least it's the quarterback's rule, you get two hands on it, you catch it. Who cares if you twist it around like a pretzel?
Well, when you're a linebacker, you know, if you hit him in the hands, it's a tough place to catch it, but I'm sure he couldn't believe that the ball was actually being thrown to him. And
so East Carolina faced with a 4th and 4 situation right here, Cooch, and they call a timeout. We've got a timeout on the field with a score, Miami 21, East Carolina 3. We'll be back right after this. But this is also the Miami mascot down there. Celebrating Halloween today at Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. Miami leading the East Carolina Pirates 21-3. East Carolina faced with a crucial 4th and 4 situation here. Exactly 9.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. East Carolina trying to climb back into this football game. Touchdown, and they could possibly do it right here. Here's the pitch. We're going to go with the double reverse. Ron Jones, the flanker, around. Was Jones just nailed there by Greg Mark. Greg Mark coming out of nowhere. What a stick at the 14-yard line. And if Mark doesn't make that hit right there, Cooch, I think he's definitely got the first down. Maybe not the touchdown, but the first down.
A big play by the sophomore, Greg Mark, who's had a fine season. He's the leading sacker on the Hurricanes this year. I thought it was a good call. I like the call. They don't pass the ball real well. A misdirection play. And like you say, Rich, if he'd gotten by Greg Mark right here, he would have had the first down. Excellent play. Mark not only made the tackle, but avoided a blocker, beat the blocker, and then made the tackle.
And textbook form on the tackle, too. He hit hard, and he wrapped. Okay, Miami taking over, and there's the handoff to Warren Williams, and Williams crosses the 20-yard line up to the 22. It'll be a pickup of about, well, let's see where we mark it right there. It'll be a pickup of almost 8 yards. Let's make it 2nd down and 3. We'll give them 7 on that. 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
That was a key defensive play. From the Pirates' standpoint, they had to get the first down and get back in the ball game there. And Greg Mark almost single-handedly stymied that drive.
2nd down, 3. Handoff this time going to Melvin Bratton. He's got the first down, and he gets up to the 30-yard line. Now let's go down to the field to Cambrell Marshall.
Rich, one of the timeout that East Carolina took obviously helped them set up that play, but it also was a very good timeout for Miami because when they came over to the sideline and talked about possibilities, one of the things first and foremost they said was watch out for that reverse. So the Miami defensive brain trust working quite well on that play.
Cambrell, I want to come back to you after this play right here and ask you a question. It's now 1st and 10 for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball at the 29-yard line as Walsh goes back to pass, setting up the screen. There's a little dump, and Bratton actually kind of tripped there, and it's an incomplete pass. Cam, in the 2nd half, has Miami come out with any different type of fire or anything like that? I know a lot of people accuse this team of being very businesslike and methodical. Have you noticed a different spark here in the 2nd half?
Well, they came out, they were very, very adamant about trying to erase the thought in people's mind, the same thought we had last week at Cincinnati, that this is no longer a first-half football team. They went into the locker room upset about their performance in the first half, came out determined to erase that erratic performance of the first half, and it showed in that first series, as you saw, when they recovered the fumble and went in for the score. So, yes, they are definitely very motivated to go ahead and make people understand and realize that this team is more than just a second-half team. Unfortunately, they waited until the second half to start showing that, however.
Well, they looking pretty good here in the 2nd half, especially defensively on that 2nd and 10 situation. Bratton carried across the middle. He picked up about 2 yards, gets the ball up to about the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 8 for the Miami Hurricanes. Bratton will be your lone setback. Steve Walsh, your quarterback. He's gone the route for the Hurricanes so far. Walsh under pressure, gets it over to Bratton. No, Bratton across the 40. He's got the first down, still on his feet, and he's to the 44-yard line.
Too many weapons.
Down by Ellis Dillahunt.
Too many weapons. The Hurricanes just have too much for them. That zone was cleared out because number 47, Michael Irvin, drove the cornerback off deep, leaving the soft underbelly of the Pirate defense exposed. You got Blades and Williams split out to the left. You got Irvin to the right. You just can't cover everybody.
Who do you cover? That's the real question with this Miami team. You cover somebody, and there's always somebody good who's definitely going to be open or who's going to work their way open. Walsh back to pass in the first down situation. Brian Blades, 40, 35, 30, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. The Hurricanes' next home game is next Saturday, November 7th. That'll be against the Redskins of Miami University, the school known as the Cradle of Coaches. Tickets are available for Miami and all remaining Hurricane home games at all Bass outlets or at the Hurricane ticket office, or you can call 1-800-GO-CANES. And right now, that's what the Canes are doing. Go Canes. They're down to the 28-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. Looking very impressive here, Cooch, in the second half. I think Cambrell hit it on the head down there. They're fired up, and I think they want to do a race that first half. Here's our friend Warren Williams. He's across the 20, and he's down to the 18, maybe the 17, and that could be enough for another first down, depending upon where the football is placed.
Warren Williams carries the football for Miami. Tackled by
He is just shy of the 18-yard line, so it will not be quite enough for a first down. A shot of Jimmy Jones. Got a nice back on the knee there, Cooch. Precaution.
Yeah, I would say it's just kind of keep the swelling down. I don't think it's anything serious.
2nd and 1. Walsh rolling to his right, gets it to Bratton. The ball is complete, and there's a flag on the play, and I think what they're going to get, they're going to get a late hit. John Williamson made the tackle downfield, but they are going to get a late hit there on the part of East Carolina. It looked like Ellis Dillahunt was a little late on that hit there. He was blitzing, and he just nailed Walsh after the ball was thrown. So we'll get a roughing the passer. Let's watch this one, Cooch. Steve Walsh paying the price that quarterbacks do.
Looked to me like he could have held up, huh?
Yeah, he could have. But you know, when you're rushing the passer, that quarterback is a target too, especially one like Walsh. He's eluded a lot of tacklers today, and that can be very frustrating to those pursuit men coming in. That's what it will be. It'll be roughing the passer. We'll move the football inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9, so it'll be 1st and goal for the Miami Hurricanes. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Miami leading this football game 21-3 over East Carolina. Steve Walsh bringing his Hurricanes out. He'll have a split backfield. Melvin Bratton, Warren Williams. Blades will be flanked out to the left. Long count. Walsh back to pass, going to the right side. Ball is batted down, and a nice defensive play right there. Good defensive play by
Junior Robinson.
Junior Robinson coming over. Junior Robinson with a very fine defensive play.
Steve Walsh has intended for wide receiver Mike Irvin. It's incomplete.
Excellent one-on-one coverage. You see Walsh making the delivery here. Ball's right on target from this angle. You can just see that Junior Robinson was right with Michael Irvin step for step. And
that says something right there, just being with Michael Irvin step for step. And that was a very, very nice halftime piece that Cambrell had, by the way, on Michael Irvin. Very interesting individual. A human highlight reel in his own respect. Walsh, touchdown pass. Oh, Brian Blades, touchdown. Career touchdown number 14. Look at that, and did he take a whack in the end zone? I think the pro scouts watching that too, Cooch, are going to see something that this young man not only can catch a football, not only can concentrate, he can take a whack and still hold on to the football.
Well, I think when you're raised with Benny Blades as your brother, you probably took a few whacks, and he was a top profile prospect.
They must have had some great backyard brawls, those two. Wow. Oh. Boy, that says a lot right there. Big leg. Here we go. Greg Cox in to attempt his 4th extra point of the day. It is up. It is good. And we've got Miami on top of East Carolina right now by a score of 28-3. We'll be back with a Miami kickoff right after this brief timeout.
The University of Miami 28.
Miami breaking this game open now in the second half with 5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Miami 28, East Carolina 3. Edgar Bennis will be doing the kicking off for the Miami Hurricanes. Basketball season tickets are available now. Join us for the best season ever, including home games with national powers Georgetown, DePaul, and Florida. For tickets and information, call 1-800-GO-CANES. Reggie Branch and Junior Robinson deep for the East Carolina Pirates. Edgar Bennis will be kicking off. And we might add this for what, the third time here in the second half. There's his kick. It's going over the direction of Junior Robinson. He's going to field it at about the 12-yard line. He's up to the 20, across the 20, and he's only going to get to the 24-yard line. Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines. Whether you're traveling to the Northeast for business or pleasure, chances are Eastern's going your way. Eastern, we've got your ticket. Well, we were talking about Craig Erickson a little bit earlier, Cooch, and it looks like he's getting ready to go into the football game.
Yeah, I know that Coach Johnson wanted to give Craig a lot of playing time this week, if possible.
And it looks like he is going to get it. First and 10 for East Carolina at their own 24-yard line. Travis Hunter fakes it to Simpson, and he goes to his pitch man, Reggie McKinney, and McKinney just has nowhere to go. He's going to lose about 4 yards on that play.
Fine play by Randy Shannon there. Randy's having an excellent game as the outside linebacker, with the exception of that ball that was put in his hands a few series ago. But Randy Shannon has done an excellent job in filling the shoes of Winston Moss last year and having a fine year.
Miami known as a second-half football team, and they are going strictly by the book. And the scouting report right here in the second half. They've already exploded for 2 touchdowns, and their defense is all over the football. Simpson, the lone setback for the Pirates. Second down, 14. Travis Hunter back to pass. Drilling a pass right there, and it's complete to Chuck Burlett. Nice catch by Burlett. That'll be a first down. And he is at to the 41-yard line. Now let's go back down on the field to Cambrell Marshall, who has Nat Moore with him.
Nat, a Florida Gator on the sideline for the Miami Hurricanes, just a result of your commitment to the community, I would guess.
Well, yeah, I'm a big Hurricane fan. You know, there's one game a year when I don't get to root for them, but that's just, you know, draw the luck. And, you know, one thing about the Gators, and I think the Seminoles and the Hurricanes, is that when the other team is playing someone else, we're all for each other, and we feel that the success of college football in the state of Florida is the important thing.
You're impressed with what you're seeing out here today. A tough first half for them.
Well, I think you got to give ECU some credit. They came to play there at home and in front of their fans, and they wanted to try and make a game of it. But as you see, the type of team that the University of Miami is on their route to another national championship bid, they're starting to put the knockout punch in.
All right, thanks a lot. Nat Moore, former All-Pro Miami Dolphin, 14 years. Thank you.
Cam, it sounds like he's trying to run for office there when he skirted that issue about rooting for Miami and also Florida.
He could. He's done a lot of it. He could run for office any day and probably would get a lot of votes.
Okay, it's a 2nd and 5 situation. Travis Hunter puts the ball up, intended downfield there for Tony Smith, incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5 situation for the Pirates. Football will be at the 47-yard line of East Carolina. 28-3, Miami on top. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, the site of today's game. Last time they played here 2 years ago, Miami had a rally and win it, 27-15. Vinny Testaverde intercepted 6 times in that game. Travis Hunter back to pass, putting it up over the middle. Gerard Moody, he's got it complete, and he's down to the 45-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes to the 44. And that will be good enough for a first down for the East Carolina Pirates. And the one thing you have to be impressed about, Bob, here about East Carolina, their offense is still out there sticking to their game plan, still trying to execute what they came into this ballgame to do, and they're still doing it with a lot of enthusiasm. They are not hanging their heads.
No, they're certainly not hanging their heads, but they're taken out of the game plan. They're forced to throw now, which is not what they'd like to do.
Travis Hunter, the quarterback, sidelines to the left, open field to the right. Gerard Moody, flanker into the slot. Handoff to, we must try to figure it out that it'll be Reggie McKinney that time. Again, the East Carolina backs having a hard time picking up who is who back there with the way they're wearing their jerseys and tying them and tightening them. 28-3, Miami on top. And at this point for East Carolina, they just forget that field goals exist. They have got to get down and they have got to score touchdowns. Ball at the 39-yard line of Miami. 2nd down, 5. Draw play right right there to Anthony Simpson, and Simpson does his best just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Rod Carter with the stop there for the Miami Hurricanes. Carter now the leading tackler on the Miami Hurricanes team this season. It's the first time that George Meyer Jr. has not led the team in tackles in the last 3 years. George Meyer Jr. on the sidelines today with a bruised deltoid muscle. Was scheduled only to play if needed, and at this point it looks unlikely that he'll be in there. Travis Hunter, little throwback pass to Ron Jones. Jones has a little bit of running room, across the 35, down to the 33, and he has got the first down for the Pirates, so they keep this drive alive. 1 minute and 56 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Last time these two teams played here at Ficklen Stadium, Ron Jones was the East Carolina quarterback and had a very bizarre thing happen to him, Bob, on about the second play from scrimmage. He went to throw a pass, was hit, and the ball just kind of squirted up. Somebody from Miami picked it up and just scooted in for the touchdown. First down for the Pirates. Ball at the 33. There's the pitch to Reggie McKinney. McKinney across the 30, and he carries some people to about the 26, maybe the 25-yard line. That's what it's going to be. Depending upon where he went out of bounds, may even be marked across the 25. Let's see exactly the positioning of the football. It is. It's across the 25, just shy of the 24-yard line. Pickup of 8, second down and 2, 1:37 remaining in the third quarter. Miami on top of East Carolina, 28-3. East Carolina trying to do something right here to get back in this football game. They played so well in the first half. Miami just a strong second-half football team, and that's when they make a lot of exciting things happen. Hunter, inside handoff. And going down to the 23-yard line, Tim James. And it's going to be 3rd and 1, as Tim James could only pick up 1 on that carry. East Carolina has got to put the football in the end zone if they want to get back into this football game. At this point, field goals, Cooch, basically worthless to them. Hunter, inside handoff to James, and he has got the first down this time, as he's hit and gives a good second effort and gets across the 20. So that'll be a first down for the East Carolina Pirates, and they'll keep this drive going. Ball just across the 20.
I'm a little curious, Rich. Daniel Stubbs is playing right end. Bill Hawkins has been taken out. I know they're trying to play Willie Pegues, but I wasn't aware that Daniel Stubbs will be playing the right defensive end.
1st and 10 for East Carolina. Travis Hunter back, and he is in trouble, and he is smothered back at the 32-yard line. Loss of 12. Willis Pegues, the fellow you just talked about there, Cooch, making the initial sack hit right there. I was wondering what you were doing there with a field glass. You got very quiet there, and you were starting to do some analysis on what's going on here.
Well, I just... it's understandable, of course, they're going to be playing a lot of their second team this second half with a 25-point lead, but I don't believe I've ever seen Daniel Stubbs playing over on that side. Willie Pegues is an interesting story, by the way. He enrolled at university in January, graduated from high school in midterm there, and trying to get the jump as a Hurricane so he could have spring drills as a freshman.
That's the end of the third quarter of play here from Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, with a score of Miami 28, East Carolina 3. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. Here from Ficklen Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina, Miami on top of East Carolina 28-3. Would you like to have that job there? It's a good seat, I think. Just getting there is a thrill.
I don't know about if it were raining or lightning or windy.
He's done a nice job getting us some good end zone pictures right there. And he'll be glad to touch the ground, I think, when this game's over. Travis Hunter, 2nd and 22. Rolling out, little flip pass right there. The dump to Tim James. James is only going to pick up 2, if that. And East Carolina is going to need a lot more yards than that if they're going to really make up for the one play that really killed this drive, and that was Travis Hunter getting sacked for a 12-yard loss. And Willie Pegues, the man making that sack.
The flip really hurt the Pirates this half, Rich, of course, was a fumble on the opening play of the second half. They never really have been able to dig themselves out of the hole since that play.
Yeah, and Miami showing that they're an opportunistic team and able to take advantage of the situation when it comes along. Explosive in the second half. Travis Hunter, 3rd and 20. He's back, he's pressured, he's in trouble, and he is smothered and disappearing under Daniel Stubbs. And old Dan coming in from the right, it looks like he's played that position his entire life.
Well, that sack was a long time coming. Last season, Daniel Stubbs had 17 sacks to lead the Hurricanes, and so far this year he's had only 2.5 sacks. And I was about to bring up that Mr. Stubbs needs to get back in the sack total to get serious about this Lombardi Award, and he's been quiet for the last couple of games.
For that particular play, I think Travis Hunter would disagree, but it is true there. And we do have an injury on the field. Well, 52 of the East Carolina Pirates, and that is Grant Lowe from Greensboro, North Carolina, down on the field. And it looks like it is either a knee or an ankle injury. Art Baker on the sidelines talking things over with Travis Hunter. East Carolina has moved the football quite a bit today, Bob. They just have not been able to, to sustain the drive, and we had talked about it at the top of the show, and we've talked about it at times during this game, and that is they make that one crucial mistake that just takes them right out of the drive.
Well, that's been their case all year long, Rich. They've been averaging over 8 penalties a game. The opposition less than 5 penalties a game. Key turnovers, key penalties. There's nothing more demoralizing than to have a nice little drive and end up destroying yourself.
Or a broken play, too. They've had a couple of broken plays today, lining up wrong, bumping into each other, and that hurts. Craig Lucido in the punt for the Pirates.
Yeah, they've had 4 collisions with the quarterback and the ball carrier today. They're not knowing which direction to go.
I almost venture to say that Dawkins is just going to fly the flag out there, wave, and let the ball pass over. He's not going to have to, though, because this is a real short kick, and Dawkins wisely moves up, calls for the fair catch, and then fumbles the football. And has East Carolina recovered? They have indeed recovered the football. East Carolina has recovered the football. Roswell Streeter coming up with the fumble of the Dale Dawkins fumble of the Chuck Lucido punt. The ball is at the 15-yard line, and East Carolina once again in good field position here. But so far in this football game, they have not been able to put it over the goal line.
Well, that woke the crowd up, but I think it was a false alarm. Now we're hearing the boos.
What did they reverse it? Because they initially, Dawkins recovered his own fumble. The referee at first had signaled that East Carolina had gotten the football, and apparently there was a good squabble for it on the ground. We've got timeout on the field with the score: Miami 28, East Carolina 3. Play, did Dale Dawkins fumble and lose it, or did he fumble and recover it? They ruled that he did recover it now after some controversy. Craig Erickson, the new Hurricane quarterback. Ball at the 15-yard line of Miami. Erickson, the handoff to Warren Williams, and Williams having himself a fine game across the 20 up to about the 21-22. And here's a replay of that last play, and this could be one of those you make the call, because the official originally had ruled that it was a fumble and it was lost and recovered by Roswell Streeter. So here it is. Well, Roswell,
good call. Hurricane ball. Roswell should have had it, but didn't.
That's right. Roswell should have had it. Craig Erickson this year, 13 for 23, 157 yards, thrown for 2 touchdowns, 1 pass picked off. Erickson, throwback pass, and he throws it back over there to Brett Perriman. And Perriman, his second good pickup of the afternoon. Perriman knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. That'll be good for a first down. 13 minutes, 16 seconds remaining to be played in this football game. Some of the East Carolina fans starting to leave right now.
Fine block that time by the right guard, Bruce, number 52. That's a quick screen to the right, and the lineman has to do all he can to just hustle it and get out there as quickly as he can.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes, and a confidence builder for Craig Erickson, completing his first pass coming into the game. Mel Bratton up to the 35. Pickup of about 2. Let's give him about 3. We'll make it 2nd down and 7 for the Hurricanes. Ball exactly in the center of the playing field at the 35-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes. Craig Erickson, the freshman, in at quarterback. He'll be working with Bratton and Williams. Up, lose the snap right there. No! What happened on that play there? Everything happened very quickly.
Oh, that's the old fake fumble play.
The old fake.
Did you think that was a fumble?
Yeah, I did. Up to the 45. Okay, there was a... Let's watch this.
They practice this play all the time.
That's right, the old fake fumble play. And Erickson comes up with it very alertly and puts his head down and gets the first down. Just like it was on the drawing board, right? First and 10 for the Hurricanes. Ball at about the 44. Williams across the 45, and he's up to 48, 49-yard line. Look at Brian Blades on the sideline. I wonder if he got that, Cooch, when he was popped in the end zone right there.
I think that's probably the case because, as you know, right after the touchdown there, he had his shoulder pads off quickly. I think that's exactly what happened to him. That was a very legal hit, by the way.
Yes, 1 second within the catch.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be second down and 7 to go for the Hurricanes. Erickson back to pass. Oh, wide open right there. Charles Henry eludes one tackler down across the 25, and Charles Henry with a nifty little move at about the 30-yard line, and he got himself about 7 extra yards with that. I tell you, these big tight ends like to show that they have a couple of swivel hips every now and then, too.
Yeah, they like to get the ball every once in a while. I mean, they've got a dirty job. All they got to spend most of the day blocking linebackers and defensive ends, you know. They like a little glory every once in a while, too. A little nifty move there, huh? He knows what to do with it.
Says, hey, give me a chance, baby. I'll do something with it. Nice shot from our friend there in the end zone basket out there. First and 10 for the Hurricanes. Ball at the 23-yard line. Melvin Bratton has crossed the 20, and he'll be driven out of bounds at about the 18. Give Bratton a pickup of about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. Clock stopped, 11:09.
And that was 5 yards all on Mel Bratton, too. He out-positioned the defense. There was really nowhere to run. I don't know how a man that big makes those moves and milks 5 yards. He kind of runs like a boa constrictor. He's kind of like in every direction at once. I just don't know how to describe it, but it works.
And he hits you hard, too.
That he does.
Let's make it second and about 3 to go for the Hurricanes. Handoff there to Williams. Eludes one tackler. Across the 15. And he's out of bounds. And depending upon where he stepped out of bounds will determine whether the Hurricanes have another first down.
Excellent block once again by Mel Bratton. I don't believe I've ever seen a college back that does as fine a blocking for his battery mates as Mel Bratton does. Not only an excellent ball carrier and receiver, but well-rounded, very unselfish player, and puts the helmet and the shoulder pads into the midsections of those linebackers very willingly.
Well, another first and 10 situation for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball at the 13-yard line of East Carolina. Nice drive here, engineered too by freshman quarterback Craig Erickson. Hand off to Williams, and Williams, good second effort. He crosses the 5, and he's down to about the 2-yard line. Getting back to Melvin Bratton, you were an all-pro and played for many years in the NFL, Bob. I think he's got what it takes to be a very, very good NFL back, not just make it in the league. I think he could be, I don't know, I would compare him to a Chuck Foreman. I don't know if that's right or not, but I think he's going to have a stellar career in the pros.
Well, there's no question he's got the ability, and he's not one-dimensional again. He can run, he can catch the ball, and he's also an excellent blocker.
First and goal for the Miami Hurricanes. Craig Erickson, the quarterback. He's back to pass. Rolling to his right. He's in some trouble. He gets rid of it. He throws it. It's incomplete.
Good heads-up play by the young freshman. Didn't want to take the sack, threw the ball into the ground, knew that it couldn't be intercepted there. Bright future for this young man. Coach Jimmy Johnson and his staff are very excited about his future. He's out of Palm Beach, Florida, one of the highly recruited quarterbacks in the country last year. And it tells you about something about this young man's brain or character. When he signed with the University of Miami right at the time when the much heralded Jeff George was announcing that he was leaving Purdue and coming to Miami. And in effect, Craig Erickson said, in your face, Jeff George, let's go. I'm going to challenge you.
And Jeff George said, I'm going to Champaign-Urbana and play for Mike White at Illinois. There's Mel Bratton trying to dive over. He won't make it. And, you know, talking about Erickson again, you know, the poise, the guy he went for was Milton Biggins that time, a tight end who was probably not the primary receiver on that either, showing the fact that he has the poise to scan a field while he's under the tremendous pressure and that type of thing. Remember, he started this drive back deep in his own territory at the 15-yard line. So he's shown us something right here, and I know he's looked good in the earlier performances he's had an opportunity to play in this year.
He also has a very strong right arm.
Third down and goal for the Miami Hurricanes. About a yard to go. Lined up tight this time. See who they try to punch it in with. There goes Warren Williams, and his knee touchdown. His knee touchdown back there too. Even if he'd have gotten across, it probably would not have counted unless they didn't catch his knee hitting there. But he tried to make a very sharp cut, depending upon where they marked the football right here. That's going to be fourth, and I would almost venture to say that Miami goes for it in this situation. 9 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the game, up by 25 points, 28-3.
I don't know. They don't want to be accused of running up the score now. What should we do?
I'll tell you this, I would rather have somebody try to punch it over than kick it over in this situation. At least you know they earned it that way. Well, it's fourth and goal. The I formation set up this time. Rolling to his right, Erickson. There is a penalty flag down. Here's the pass. It's to Michael Irvin, and the flag's on somebody. And will Michael Irvin have his second touchdown of the day called back? It's his 24th career touchdown reception.
I don't know the Hurricanes were set. I don't think they were set for a full second before the snap of the ball.
And that's going to be a tough one for Michael Irvin right there to have his second touchdown of the day called back, but apparently that is going to be the case, as the officials were conferring with one of the East Carolina captains, Ellis Dillahunt. A couple of flags down, too. And illegal motion. 8 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in this game. Well, now apparently Erickson's coming off.
I think with 4th and 6, you might want to go for the 3 here.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Let Greg Cox build on his already University of Miami scoring record.
Yeah, Cox, I'll tell you, is East Carolina calling a timeout here. Cox is having quite a year, too. He's 10 for 12 in field goals. And he's 24 for 24 in extra points, and he averages 10 points a ball game. Other than that, I think he sells popcorn and peanuts at halftime. Anyway, we're going to take a commercial break right here. Miami 28, East Carolina 3. We're back to Ficklin Stadium. Miami on top of East Carolina 28-3 and getting ready to try to add to that. We'll see a field goal attempt of about 23 yards from Greg Cox. His kick is up. His kick is good. And that will make the score now 31-3. Miami on top of the East Carolina Pirates. So, Greg Cox having himself continuing with a fine season. He's now 11 for 13 in the field goal department on the season. Let's go down now to the field and Cambrell Marshall. Cambrell?
Mike Irvin almost always has a smile on his face, but today, obviously, not too much a smile about a couple of touchdowns called back, and he's ready to go ahead and try to get something happening so at least he can have that one touchdown to score. Okay, you're going to win. We talked earlier on the halftime feature. They really want to make sure that they win as a team, but let's face it, they're out here to go ahead and help win, and he feels that not having had a chance to go ahead and call a touchdown his own, he may not be able to do as much as he could. By the way, it's Benny Blades, a defensive guy who was out, and Brian Blades, who also had a bruise on his shoulder. They knocked his shoulder pad off on that play when he caught the touchdown pass earlier. He came and put some ice on his shoulder. He went back in, and now he's giving his brother Benny a hard time because he's out of the game. Saying, you're a defensive guy. You guys don't get hurt. Get out here and play some football.
Only he could get away with calling him a wimp, right?
It's in the family, a family affair, and we stay out of those kinds of things.
That's right. Stay out of the backyard because there might be a squabble over the dinner table tonight. Here is Edgar Bennis with a kickoff, a little pop-up chip right here, and it is going to be fielded. Let's see, Junior Robinson bobbles the football at the 22. Now, wait a minute. Let's see who's got the ball here. Did East Carolina get it back? Now they're going to have another one of these long unpilings right here.
I think Junior forgot that he wasn't playing baseball. He was like a shortstop, tried to field it on the first hop there and bounced off his knee.
Sun got in my eyes, Coach, but Miami got the football, and they're right back in business, and we're going to see young Craig Erickson one more time. Let's see the replay right here, though.
For you youngsters watching, you're going to see a lesson on how not to field a kickoff. You don't let the ball bounce. Anytime you can catch catch a football. See, a football is not round. It's oblong. It takes funny bounces. The idea is to catch it on the fly, guys.
And you wanted to be a coach, really, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. You listen to the old coach right there. He'll steer you straight. Okay, here we are. 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. At the 22-yard line, and the handoff there going just entering the game, Cleveland Gary. Gary came in earlier in the first half and had a couple of nice, impressive plays. How about that name there? Highsmith, Alonzo Highsmith, the cousin, signed a very lucrative contract with the Houston Oilers just this week after averting a court case, which is where a lot of pro sports seem to head these days. We've got an injury on the field, and it looks like Mike Donahue, number 95, is down for the East Carolina Pirates. And point that Cambrell was pointing out down there, talking about Michael Irvin dejected on the sidelines, and that was that he's had 2 touchdowns called back. And we'll talk about Michael Irvin, though, when we come back right after this brief timeout with a score: Miami 31, East Carolina 3. We're back, and it is 2nd down and 10. And Craig Erickson under a lot of trouble getting the football away, and well, they're going to call, there's a flag down there, but I honestly don't know if they could really call that intentional grounding. They are going to call it intentional grounding, but there was actually a receiver right in the area, and it was Brett Perriman. And I think if we watch on the replay here, we'll see that Perriman was in the general vicinity of the football.
You're going to see a blitz by number 44, Vincent Smith, coming through unmolested there. I don't know. Let me see. Where's that receiver in the area? That's grounding.
No, see, there's Perriman, though, right there, coming into the picture.
Okay, but if that were at the Orange Bowl, maybe. But don't forget, we're here in Carolina.
Yeah, but it's the same officiating crew from the Southern Independent Officials Association. Oh, here he is. He is in trouble. Well, he just gets it away. I don't know. He kind of looked over there. But look at now, Perriman's going to come in.
Where is? Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah.
There he is.
Good presence of mind by the freshman quarterback, but I think he got caught.
All right, we'll lose the down too. It'll be 3rd down and 24 to go for the 1st down. Split backfield. Conley in the lineup, and boy, that's who is going deep right here to Brett Perriman. Incomplete in the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Brett Perriman, who I still say that last pass was intended for, Cooch. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 24 situation for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball at the 35-yard line of East Carolina.
Good coverage here by Junior Robinson, going up, deflecting the ball at the highest point. Brett Perriman made a wonderful attempt there, but excellent coverage by Junior Robinson.
Well, we're going to have a long field goal attempt here for Greg Cox. It's going to be from the 42. It'll be 52 yards overall. Oh, he drills it. Does he have the distance? And it's good. Oh, what about that with Greg Cox? And he's hit his point average, by the way, too. He's now 12 for 14 on the season in field goals. He's got 10 points today, 4 extra points, 2 for 2 in field goals. What an afternoon he's having. Miami 34, East Carolina 3, back with a Hurricane kickoff right after this. Miami 34, East Carolina 3. And Cooch, let's take a look at that 52-yard field goal from Greg Cox.
Cox gets all of this one. It's a low trajectory. I thought it was going to be blocked there initially. You saw, but it was kicked low, and it had to be low, kicked low to get this distance. 52 yards, and if anything, Riggs, that was against the wind.
He's having quite an afternoon and quite a season, averaging an even 10 points game right now. He has 60 points in 6 games. And we point out that this game is not over.
I'll bet you that he scores more than 10 points today. I'll bet you.
All right. Bet you Coca-Cola on that deal. Here we are. Returning the kickoff right there is Junior Robinson, who decided he was going to catch that one. And he caught a lot of flack, too, as he went upfield from some Miami Hurricanes. Got it up to the 25-yard line, though. 8:12 remaining in the game. The 3rd annual basketball tip-off banquet will be held November 4th at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Join coach Bill Foster and staff and the 1987 Hurricane basketball team. Bob Costas, NBC sports commentator, will be the evening's featured speaker. Tickets are $25 per person or $200 a table. For reservations and more information, call the Hurricane Club at 284-6699. East Carolina 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Charlie Libretto in at quarterback at this point. Let's go down Cambrell Marshall on the field.
Rich, mop-up time here for the Hurricanes. You hate to call it that, but that's exactly what it is. A chance for the younger guys to get in and get the kind of play that they want to. This time, although fans may be turned off from this, the coaches really look forward to this to see what the younger guys can go and look forward to the future. As far as the fans in the stand, well, they block off downtown Greenville tonight for the biggest Halloween party you want to see. So they're starting to filter out now to get into location to go ahead and party, whether they win or lose.
Well, we've got another injured East Carolina Pirate on the field. This is John O'Driscoll, who is hurt down there on the field. And something we were pointing out, talking about Michael Irvin. Now, if both of his touchdowns had counted today, Cooch, he would be up to 26, which means he would have broken a record that is shared right now by Melvin Bratton and Eddie Dunn. Eddie Dunn's son, of course, Gary Dunn, the nose tackler of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eddie Dunn is also Gary Dunn's grandfather is Bowman Ash, the first president of the University of Miami. So Michael Irvin at this time is in a holding pattern, and as is Melvin Bratton in this game, but it's just a matter of time, Eddie, until that record gets broken.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if Michael wants to go to school there next year, he shouldn't shatter the records that of some of these founders and aristocracy of the university.
Yeah, especially the academic types, too. While we have this delay in the action, let's take a look at some of the people who have made today's broadcast possible for you. And 4 seconds remaining in this football game from Greenville, North Carolina. Miami has it safely in hand, 34-3. East Carolina put on a good show here in the first half, but in the second half fumbled the first play from scrimmage. The next play after that, Warren Williams within 19 yards for the touchdown, and within 12 seconds of the third quarter, Miami had turned a 14-3 game into a 21-3 game, and in essence, Cooch, it really kind of took East Carolina out, even though they came back and marched downfield, but again, they weren't able to put the ball in the end zone, and it just hurt. And at this point, it's a runaway now.
Well, I think for North Carolina or East Carolina to win today, they had to play pretty much error-free ball and play over the head. They didn't do that. They made a couple of key blunders.
Well, there was Charlie Libretto there completing that ball to Walter Wilson. Wilson, the completion right there from Charlie Libretto, who is going in at quarterback. And that ball is up now to the 46-yard line. Still in East Carolina territory. East Carolina 46. Clock continuing to move. 7 minutes and 40 seconds.
But you know, the Hurricanes seem to be establishing a pattern. This is the second week that I've covered them, and they don't really come out after you in the opening half. At least they haven't the last 2 weeks. But I think it's, to be realistic about it, it's almost impossible to come out with fire in your eyes every opening half every week. The Hurricanes had such a difficult schedule the first half of the year at Florida, at Arkansas, at Florida State. They really had a year's worth of difficulty accomplished in the first half of the year. Now they're in a period of the softer part of their schedule. What they really need to do in order to achieve their goal, which is a national championship, is just get better every week. Each week, pick an area of their offense or the defense that they want to improve on, get their timing going, just play well, so that when Notre Dame comes down in a month or so, they'll be ready for that, and then, of course, the national championship after that.
Okay, we've got Cambrell Marshall down on the sidelines now, and he's got a guest with him. Cambrell?
Thank you. This is the athletic director of the University of Miami, Sam Jankovic. Sam, you got to be happy with the team's performance today, and a lot of support here. I'm surprised that so many would come up to Greenville, North Carolina, of all places.
Well, we're very excited about the performance of this football team, and especially the last 2 weeks. We came back the second half and played much better, and that's a sign of great coaching. And then on the other hand, it just seems like our crowds keep multiplying on the road. We bring more people, and I really think it says an awful lot about the overall growth of our program.
You got people coming up so many. I understand you had to get a few more planes to get everybody up here.
We had to get a few more planes, and hopefully it'll continue to grow, and we'll have to get more planes.
Now, if they can just come out to the Orange Bowl, Sam says, you'll be happy.
Now we have 5 games at home, and I surely hope that the people will come out and support this team because it deserves the support of the community. And what better advertising can our great community have than the Hurricane football team right now?
Okay, thank you very much, Sam Jankovic, Athletic Director, University of Miami. Miami. Back to you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And we see that Ron Jones has been a busy receiver for the East Carolina Pirates, but again, they have not been able to put the ball across the goal line of the Miami Hurricanes. Canes leading this game 34-3. Charlie Libretto in the quarterback for East Carolina. Carrying the football is Dennell Harper, and he's driven down hard after a pickup of about 3 yards. Miami closing out their road schedule right here too, Cooch. The remaining 5 games of this season are at home. Look at that, on the sideline.
The headless player.
Looks like old Benny's taking the rest of the afternoon off right there. A very artistic shot, the headless horseman.
I'd say
we better be careful. He may come looking for us too. 4th down. East Carolina's going to go for it. About 4th and 6. Libretto back to pass. Across the middle. It's broken up, and Miami is going to take over on downs. Getting a hand on that ball is Herbert James. Herbert James getting a hand on it, breaking it up. Miami takes over on downs. 4:58 remaining in the game. This closes out Miami's road schedule this year, so it's 19 consecutive regular season road wins now for the Hurricanes. They have 5 home games to close out the season with in the Orange Bowl. And Cooch, without looking too far down the road, the Hurricanes may not play a game this year in any other place after this game except in the Orange Bowl. Think of that one. And they could be playing for the national championship if they keep playing the way they are. Craig Erickson, ball complete to Cleveland Gary. Gary catch and run, still on his feet across the 35-yard line of the East Carolina Pirates. And boy, there was some good determination there, Cruz, because about the last 11 yards right there, Cleveland Gary just did all by himself.
Well, he sure did. Cleveland is 6 feet 2 inches tall, 222 pounds, excellent runner, wonderful blocker, and here he shows you what he can do as a receiver. It's just another example of the depth and the diversity of this Hurricane football team. They are so deep in so many positions. Such a tribute to Jim Johnson, Coach Jimmy Johnson, and his entire staff.
Erickson has an I formation in the backfield. It's Cleveland Gary and this guy, Leonard Conley. Look at Conley. Oh, a knifing runner. We're going to have a flag on the play, though. Well away from the ball, long after Leonard Conley had left the area. So let's see what it is.
I think they're going to flag Cleveland Gary for trying to be a little bit overzealous in his blocking for Leonard Conley. That was the call. And I think the reason they made this call is because the result of that block was a gain. That play was successful directly as a result of that block. And if there was something illegal going on, then they should make that call.
That will be 10 yards. And that will be making it 1st down and 20 for the Miami Hurricanes. Ball at the 44-yard line of East Carolina.
By that, I meant directly successful. A lot of times, you hear people say that if they really wanted to, they could call holding in every play somewhere along the line. And that's probably true. But I think what is really important in these games, nice reception of Michael Irvin.
Not a bad idea to step out of bounds, too, when 5 guys are drawing a bead on you and you have nowhere to go.
No, he's an excellent student, business management. He knows when to step out of bounds. But my point was that I suppose if they really wanted to nitpick, they could find an infraction on almost every play, and of course that would ruin the game. The game shouldn't be dominated by the officials. But when a play is successful directly as a result of an infraction, then that penalty's got to be called.
Very good analysis right there. But again, you know, we go back to Conley. He's so exciting when he gets the football. He's so quick with his acceleration off of his cuts. He's so good. It's Gary and Conley, your setbacks. Craig Erickson, your quarterback, goes to Conley. There he goes, 20. Goes down to the 15.
Kind of like a water bug.
I'll tell you, with him, you know, you're supposed to be calling the play, and I just kind of caught myself there just kind of watching him right there rather than wanting to say anything. He's going to be just an exceptional collegiate runner. There's no doubt about that. Only a freshman. It's hard to believe that he's just 170 pounds, but a very strong kid, though. And he likes to hit people.
That is hard to believe. 170 is small.
It is. Well, in this day and age. Here's Cleveland Gary, and he kind of gets introduced to the center of the East Carolina defense. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this football game. Miami with a very healthy 34-3 lead. Miami averaging 40 points a game this season, 404 yards total offense. And something we pointed out a little bit earlier was the fact that despite all of those hefty statistics and having one of the most potent offenses in America, the only individual who is there in the individual statistics in the top 20 is Steve Walsh, the quarterback, 19th in passing efficiency. That's how they divvy up the wealth on this team, and that's the secret of success. As Michael Irvin put it so well in his piece with Cambrell, Erickson back to pass. Ball is complete there to Brett Perriman. Perriman having a nice afternoon today, and he is down at about the 8-yard line. Maybe now they're going to mark it at the 9, but is going back there. It's big team, little I.
I like that. Big team, little I.
Very, very strong statement there from Michael Irvin.
And you know, Rich, you talk about Brett Perriman. This young man made a very strategic decision this past week, and that was to come back and play the remainder of this year. He had the option to sit out and come back again next year. He's a very talented young man on a very talented young team. And right now, for the remainder of this year, he's going to split that wide receiver spot with Brian Blades. So in effect, he made the decision to play half a season, half the time. He's going to split the final half of the season with Brian Blades and try to make a good enough showing this second half of this season to get drafted by the pros. Now, he's certainly a talented young man and has a very good chance of going high in the draft. The other option he would have had, of course, would have been to stay on the injured list for the remainder of this year and come back next year after Brian Blades would have graduated, and Brett probably would have had that split end spot wide open to himself next year. But I know it's pretty hard when you're that competitive to sit back when you're healthy.
Well, here we go with Cleveland Gary. Cleveland Gary, will he get in? He'll get in. Cleveland Gary with a touchdown. And at this point, that makes it 40-3, Miami. And you know, a lot of people have criticized Jimmy Johnson this year for running up the score, but I say at this point, wait a minute. There are second unit ball players out there, and just to have your second string go in there and run dive left, dive right, dive left, dive right, that's wrong. Let's go down to the field of Cambrell Marshall.
This is a very interesting game from a lot of respects, in that this is another game where the Hurricanes have scored some 40 points. This is the fourth game out of 6 that they've gone over at least 40, and one of those games, of course, 50 points as well. So Hurricanes well on track in terms of being able to score. If they can just keep that up and get ready for Notre Dame, they'll be in good shape.
That's something to look forward to, and a school that's very dear to Bob Kuchenberg. We'll talk about that, though, when we come back with a score. 1:43 to go in the game. Miami 41, East Carolina 3. Today's game has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. 1:43 remains in this football game. Miami a very comfortable lead, 41-3 over East Carolina. Edgar Bennis, the kickoff, a little chip shot. Last time I went into this area, it resulted in a fumble, but not this time. Tim James comes up with, whoa, he finds a little bit of running room, comes out of the pack, and he's across midfield. And a good tackle made there by Maurice Crum. Not that James would have gone the distance, but still Maurice Crum did save some yardage right there. And let's look at this replay right here. Tim James takes it at about the 20. Just kind of comes out of the pack there, doesn't he, Coop?
Yeah, no Hurricane ever really touched him. It was kind of like rugby. He was just following the scrum, and all of a sudden it opened up, and bingo.
Good night, mate. Okay, here we go. New quarterback, Brad Walsh, in there for East Carolina. And his pitch goes to Todd Abrams.
But Maurice Crum broke the scrum.
That's Maurice Crum broke the scrum. Oh, man. Say that one 5 times fast. Anyway, we talked about Cooch's alma mater, which is Notre Dame. And, of course, he went from Notre Dame and had that great career with the Miami Dolphins. And that is going to be a football game when Lou Holtz brings his bunch down into the Orange Bowl to play. Jimmy Johnson and Lou Holtz, 2 of the finest college coaches in the game today. And that game's going to be important, to say the least. Of course, the coaches will tell you every game is.
Well, that's true.
Under a little heat right there and did the best thing, getting rid of it.
Certainly it'll be a fine game, and looking at the Hurricanes schedule, looking ahead here, unless they just fall down totally, they should go into that game in pretty good shape. Not so the case with the Fighting Irish. They've got to play Penn State yet and a couple of other tough games. So it's quite an assumption to assume that the Fighting Irish will be will have only one loss when they show up in the Orange Bowl a month from now.
Yeah, that's very true. They play a tough schedule, too, and the meat of their schedule is coming up. 57 seconds left in this game. Abrams back to pass, and Abrams with a lot of pressure right there. Coming in, charging strong. Ernest Parrish making a stop. Junior from Miami. Clock will continue to roll. We are down to 40 seconds. Miami 41, East Carolina 3. At halftime, it was only a 14-3 football game. But Miami, as the Hurricanes have done so many times this season, just came out smoking in the second half. Good closer.
I started to say, Rich, in my 2 weeks of covering the Hurricanes here, it seems to me that they establish a pattern here. You can't be totally sky high every week. They played real well early in the season against tough teams on the road. They did what they had to do. They're doing what they have to do here. They're not all that impressive. It seems like they're kind of flat, but all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard and it's 40-3. So they're doing what they have to do. I noted at halftime that it's a lot like the 72 and 73 Dolphins. People accused us of being methodical and unemotional, very businesslike, but all we did was win. Well, that's what we're supposed to do, is win. And some teams jump around and get real emotional a lot of times, and others don't. Because the bottom line is they win and they're winning big. And well, Jimmy Johnson and his staff have just done such a wonderful job here at a time when, under very difficult circumstances, the administration at the university is really emphasizing academics, and that's great. And I think it needs to be done, but it doesn't make it any easier on your athletic department. And the fact that Jimmy Johnson and Sam Jankovich and his whole athletic department have done as well as they've done on the field in view of what's going on academically is a real tribute to them.
This football game is over. The final score, Miami 41, East Carolina 3. A good win for the Miami Hurricanes here today, and you pointed out an interesting thing there too, Coach, about talking about academics. Jimmy Johnson now is graduating over 80% of his players. Most universities in America don't graduate from their general student body 80% of their students. So that's a tribute right there. The commitment has been made and it's being executed. The final score here, Miami 41, East Carolina 3. We'll be back after this.